According to OBS, I am live. Connection looks stable. 0 dropped frames as of 12 seconds of streaming. I couldn't see any major problems on my end, but over the course of 5-something hours, there was a couple, like a few thousand frames, 0.3% or something it said. So it's a little hard to pinpoint, but worst case scenario, it will maybe still be a little weird, but hopefully watchable by all means. But if OBS isn't reporting anything, there's really not much I can see or do. But I would hope I'm back on and people can watch. Of course, if you do have issues, if weird stuff starts happening, do let me know, and we'll. It's I can't say for sure that I can do anything about it, but I can say that I cannot do anything about it if I don't know that anything is happening. So just let me make sure to speak up if anything is weird. But with that, I think we're good to continue on. So let's do that. Same newsfeed like the whole game through, huh? Or is it just adding more stuff to the bottom? It's scrolling really slow. Shouldn't the newsfeed, like the new stuff, be up top? Like, look how fucking slowly this is scrolling. Oh, fuck this. Alright, what about the Wikipedia here? I guess I'm not gonna... I'm not gonna go through the effort to read all this. Oh yeah, rip this guy. Well, yeah, I'm like kind of impressed that Avesta stuck around this long and this much. Given that she was not guaranteed to survive episode 1. Gotta keep the profiles of my dead parents. Freeze. Bane. Oh yeah, Harvey Bullock. Right. I keep profile on major buildings. Anyway, I guess this is neat. Just a little bit of extra, like, writing and content for you to soak in if you're so inclined. But it's not that important, I guess. Let's examine this.
Bioscan of Riddler's body. I used the analysis you sent me to simulate its interaction with the virus. And the Bat computer promptly found holes in Freeze's calculations.
Video stats report. Alright, I'm right now I'm dropping frames. Yep. It's like they're dropping on your end before they're dropping on mine. Yep, it's definitely dropping frames now. It's yeah, major droppage. Let me and here I thought we're let me pause the timer right here. It looks stable for now. Never mind, it's not stable now. All right, let me I'm gonna see if I can find information. Still here. All right, we can see. I just want to see if there's like if they put out a tweet or something. Well, they put out a tweet about looking for drops, but I guess they mean fucking Valorant code drops, not frame drops. They don't seem to have been. There's no like message going out. Ton of people on Twitch right now. Well, maybe, but that usually doesn't. I don't know. It's. I don't think this is normal. Like, it looks stable right now. It's not dropping more frames, but I'm curious because right now I've dropped about 3,000 frames, which is a lot in the 5 minutes I've been streaming. But if it all happened over a very rapid, like, short time frame, that might have been the same thing that happened before I changed. Like, changing servers, I'm not sure if it really seemed to have changed anything. Like, I guess it's you guys can tell better than I if it's like bad enough that we should come back and hope that it's better tomorrow, or if we keep going, because I mean, it's hard for me to tell. I need you guys to tell me if it's like severely impacting the watchability. I was hoping and planning that we would get through this and be done, but if it's like unwatchable, then that's no good. I'm actually, yeah, I don't really know what to make of it, really. Because if I... yeah, I'm not sure if I can find any real info, and I think changing... Like, it's not that my computer isn't keeping up or anything. I don't think changing stream settings or bitrate or anything would really help, because it's just failing to... broadcast, I guess. I mean, it's been 2 minutes with no drop frames, so I don't know. I just found it funny that I guess it either the reporting in OBS is like not completely live or however it works, but or maybe it has to do with like, I was gonna say like Twitch delay, but that makes even less sense. I don't know. It's funny to me that you guys would see the frames being dropped before they are reported as such on my end. Well, I think I'm not seeing any additional dropped frames for now. It's confusing because I see in the corner of my eye that the number is changing, but it's the percentage of dropped frames is going down because the amount of dropped frames is staying still as the number of broadcast frames are obviously going up. But it looks like it's stable for now, so we'll keep going. Hopefully that was just a small hiccup and we won't have any major issues, but we'll see. Presumably this episode is not super long. Like we've completed more than half of it, so maybe if it gets worse we might stop at the end of the episode, but hopefully we'll keep up. But do let me know if there are more frame drops. Let's resume and keep going.
Lotus, megavirus. Only one known survivor. Riddler. Freeze thinks his blood is now a key to unlocking Lotus's true potential. It appears that Lotus can be synthesized into a restorative agent for the human body. A remarkable one.
Well, Freeze got that part.
Hey,
right,
depth of field effect
But
actually
as
working.
soon as Lotus repairs any physical
Just as
problems,
impressed every time.
it causes irreparable damage to the subject's brain chemistry.
It drives you insane.
It's what Riddler meant when he said, "I wasn't always like this."
All of these people, all of them trying to kill each other for something that will make them as deranged as he was in the end. We all should know by now that miracles come with a cost. Lotus is nothing more than a poison.
It's only because they think they've found
Eden.
a way to cure all of their problems.
Men rarely share their prosperity, even if it brings them ruin. The fools.
Run the simulation again, then forward the readings to Special Agent Iman Avesta.
I already ran it several times myself. I wanted to be thorough. Silly notion, I know. My problems are purely psychological. My real cure is a very long vacation. Somewhere far away from Gotham. A place where the sun actually comes to visit.
Maybe if you'd listen to me and start seeing your therapist.
Yes, I know. It's just... the more I talk about my kidnapping last year and my rescue by Batman, the harder it is keeping certain details a secret. You should understand that.
That's fair.
Vesta.
I read your report. The serum makes the whole thing beyond dangerous.
That was quick.
Did you find out where Waller's keeping Riddler's blood?
Yeah. She's got the area on lockdown, but I think I can get myself in. And then I'm taking these things off the table. Permanently.
Agreed. But be careful.
It shouldn't be a problem. I'm trusted here. I won't let Waller turn the agency back into something like Sanctus, Bruce. The vials have to go.
Good luck.
Well, we'll see how that goes, I guess. I am curious to see, like, where
Bruce,
the story will leave things.
Tiffany's up there. She's probably wondering where I hurried off to.
I'm sorry, Albert. We can't risk you falling again.
Very well. No, we mustn't keep Tiffany worrying any longer. She's done quite enough of that the past few days.
Ready?
Alright.
I'm afraid that's all we do. Worry the ones closest to us.
Let's get him in a bat wheelchair. So, yeah. It's about time we follow up with Tiffany, isn't it? Is Harley going to, like, bother hunting her down for the sake of
Thank you.
messing with Bruce,
The
or...
doctor is on her way. How are you feeling?
Well, better. A little more rest and some tea, and I'll be...
Does she have more pressing concerns?
Make that a lot more rest, Alfred. You're hurt.
The only thing
Okay,
hurt
she
is
just
my
lives here,
pride,
I guess.
Which, sadly, even the doctor won't be able to fix.
You can put up a strong front, but I'm not leaving your side until the doctor arrives.
Well, I guess they established that they're, like, friends.
Understood.
Be straight with me. When you told
Well,
me
not friends. I don't know
Alfred
that they
wasn't doing
know each other,
well,
at
is
least.
this what you were talking about?
I hoped that would remain discreet.
This is not something you hide, Al.
She's family, Alfred.
How worried should I be? You don't need to sugarcoat it. I just need facts.
I'll let Alfred tell you himself.
I told you I'm fine. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just... There's a lot more to worry about right now than me.
So, Bruce, after our little talk at your office, I had an idea. There's something I want to show you. So, I've been working on this in my spare time. I remember you said you could use the help, you know, when you're Batman. I started thinking about a tactical suit, in case I'm ever needed in the field. Para-aramid synthetic lining.
Left stick to look at...
Photo
Oh, I'm using the
adaptive
right
suit
stick, but...
Full spectrum, full
Oh,
surround
okay,
heads-up
I see.
display. I should be able to get the mesh fabricated in no time.
Can't, like, well... More slides. I didn't get to see them all. Well, whatever.
I'm getting ahead of myself. The last thing you want is me out there on the rooftops with you. This wasn't all just about me. You've been going up against some heavy opposition,
Yeah.
Bruce.
Forget it. This is the
More
time
than
for us to
usual.
get a new suit, as
Alfred
usual.
told me how Bane nearly killed you.
Seems
So I designed you this.
near mandatory.
That's a gun.
Let me read you the specs.
Batman doesn't use guns, Tiffany.
You mean at all? I guess I've never seen you use one. But I didn't realize that was, like, a rule.
I don't use a gun because Batman doesn't kill.
Okay, I get it.
You don't need to be so
Still,
harsh. Like,
criminals
I
will
mean,
always
come
try
on,
to
man.
kill Batman. Are you telling me you've never
You should
once
lay down the ground rules, you know.
just to even the odds?
I don't let myself.
You don't have
think
to, like,
about
snap at her.
it. Once I go down that path,
You don't need to say anything else. Listen, I should have thought it through more. I just got so caught up in the design, I have a lot left to learn.
No, don't be so hard on yourself.
It was a very nice gun, I'm sure. The old bonus bros. Alright.
I have to go.
We'll be waiting right here.
I think Bruce is within his rights to be offended at the idea of being offered a high-tech gun to help him out. Yeah, but it's more about like, oh, how dare you not know Batman's rules? It's like, I mean, it's not a crazy I mean, we're familiar with Batman. We're familiar with what's expected of Batman gadgetry. But someone who's like a, I don't know, genius inventor being like, oh, cool, I can invent stuff for Batman. I don't know, it's like... It was more the tone of like, the incongruence between, like, what I was expecting tonally based on what the text was. I expected it to be more, educational than...
John?
Confrontational. Like, I'm sure he's offended by the idea. And you know, sure, maybe he snaps without thinking about... but I just thought it's something funny about it. There's always something funny. Not, like, amusing funny, but something, it's just... whenever you get sort of caught off guard by a character's... reacting in a way different from what you expect, based on the reading of the line, you know. Alright.
Dr. Quinzel. This is Harley's.
Oh, I was gonna say we don't get to do it. Might as well entertain ourselves a little bit. Damn, barely even a sick duck. This game's rigged. I thought it would be a large marge for sure. At least. Well, it's probably not gonna like kill us or anything, so let's turn the crank, I guess.
Broken.
All disappointed. Yeah, it's advanced subterfuge here. He deliberately performs very poorly at the test of strength, just in case someone was watching. Now that's good thinking. Alright, one of these hold up sequences. Well, that startled me a little. What's with this weird, like, spooky fun? Like, yeah, of course you can have, like, a haunted house, but this, like... I don't know. It just seems to, like, a weird... theme. Yeah, good place for some carnival game mini games. All right. A little less surprising when the game like stutters, loading in the like jump scare. All right, are we almost done here?
Oh God. Oh God.
That's a little neat camera effect, at least.
You're not making this easy on me, you know? What am I gonna say to Bruce? It wasn't me. I mean, it was me, but it was self-defense. I know it needs work. Bruce, I'm so glad you're here. Please, it's not what it looks like. I can explain. Just try and reserve judgment.
I think we're gonna ... this one.
Please, just hear me out.
I'm waiting.
What happened? Is Harley here?
She left just as I got here. The agents, they came looking for her. They're not supposed to just start shooting, Bruce. They're supposed to say, hands up. I've seen it on the TV.
They just attacked you.
I tried to talk sense into them, but they wouldn't listen. They just wanted blood. Something took hold of me. Something dark and vicious and desperate for survival. I grabbed the nearest thing and started swinging.
You think this is funny?
I'm sorry. I always laugh when I'm nervous. I completely redecorated, didn't I? I wonder what Harley would think of the new color scheme.
Doesn't seem quite stable, does he?
You said you hit them with something.
I think so. I just grabbed whatever came to hand.
This woman has a gunshot wound.
Huh, really?
In the back.
Oh, yeah, it's coming back to me now. She was going for her partner's gun, and I just went on autopilot. I didn't stop until I was safe. I've just been sitting here in the dark.
The old autopilot defense,
You can
huh?
be straight with me, John.
Why wouldn't I be telling you the truth? If I hadn't fought them off, I'd be the one lying in a pool of blood. You believe me, don't you? Because if we don't have trust, what do we really have? It's the foundation of any healthy relationship.
John, there's more to this story than you're letting on.
What the heck? You're supposed to be on my side.
I think that's how this works, John.
I'm an idiot for expecting that, aren't I?
What do you mean?
Whatever this is between us, it's off balance. The goodwill only flows one way, and it isn't towards me. You've made that very clear by now.
Yeah, it is off balance, but not the way you're saying. You are the one surrounded by corpses.
Of course, it's all my fault. Why should Bruce Wayne have to take responsibility for anything? I should have known things were wrong when you drank Harley's slushy after I told you I was in love. You've been using me from the start. At least have the decency to admit it. The least you can do is come clean about that.
Okay. Maybe I have been using you. I'm sorry, John, but there's more at stake here than your feelings.
It's like Dr. Leland always said. Never to mean Bruce, it's emotions!
John?
I know. You can fight better than that. Or do you need your bat suit to really get you in the mood?
What?
You forget I know you, Bruce. The real you. Always hiding behind some kind of mask. Playboy, businessman, criminal. Bat. Can't fool a friend. Someone who really takes the time to look.
Think whatever you want. It makes no difference to me.
Oh, you don't have to keep your mask on anymore, Bruce. Not with me. Oh, are you gonna make me trot out all the evidence? All right. How about the vanishing act you pulled at the cafe when the bat signal showed up? You don't think I noticed how obvious that was?
You think you can use that against me? As blackmail?
Oh, I would never.
I think, you know, the handling of secret identities can be done different ways, I think.
Bound together, even under strain.
Then what's your point?
After we
I think
raided the
in a
agency's
way,
convoy, Harley stashed one of their trucks
it's like
here,
kind of
and now it's gone, which means she's getting out of town.
there's a
Cross the
charm in a
Gotham
sense to it, like not
me
really
help
being the end of the
you
world,
stop
I
her.
guess. Like,
I'm not asking for much, just a little faith.
but I guess this would also like this
swear
could
to
go
you,
many different
This was
ways.
self-defense.
Um,
One more time. You do believe me, don't you? You still have faith in me, don't you?
wait, about what?
Your old buddy John?
About what?
This
Let's
is
go
a
with
mess,
B. I don't know.
and we are gonna need to talk about it more.
Maybe I should pay attention to the game. Anyway, what I was gonna
What?
say is like,
I believe you.
whether Joker's like,
Let's get out of here. Before anyone else shows up.
Great. All these
suspicions
fuzzy
about
emotions are
the
giving me indigestion.
Batman's identity or whatever, like,
We've got to catch up with Harley before these
would he
murderous
act on
agents
that in a
find
way
her.
that puts Bruce
She's
Wayne's
got explosives and the
friends and
virus.
family in
If we
danger?
start shooting, things could get really
Seems doubtful.
exciting.
And would
Oh,
anyone
boy.
believe him if he said it was the case? Like, you know, it wouldn't necessarily
If
mean
I'd
much.
known these were your wheels, I never would have stolen that beater.
But it's also something that loses some of its potential edge in a story where we've already had, like, a significant number of reveals of his identity to other characters. I always enjoy the authors who work in the notion that Joker doesn't even want to know. Yeah, I can, you know, for me, take that versus not caring. It's like kind of the same. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on how this character will sort of change and evolve, or this version of the Joker, I guess. Because I could see it also being a thing where it is of no concern one way or the other. But I can agree that it gets a little goofy isn't the right word exactly, but
Get back! I'll blow this bridge to hell.
it's a lot
if you
to
don't give me
cram
Riddler's
into a
blood.
relative
Then
short
I'd do it,
story,
Quinn.
you know.
Even if I wanted to.
Same with all
I
these
mean it.
characters
The
kind of
bridge and every
dying or
dead
disappearing
son
for
of a bitch
good,
on
or
it. The
having
blood
these
is
weird twist
gone.
reveals.
The serum you want is no longer an option. Stand down now. No one needs to get hurt. I said get back!
You're gonna kill her, Bruce.
Is that chapter 4 or 5 we finished? Anyway, we're like almost
Questions later. I can't just stand
done
here
here
and do nothing.
this episode.
We can't
Anyway.
let that happen.
Don't do anything
John,
stupid.
Don't do anything stupid.
Stupid? Me? When have I ever? I'm going to try not to be offended, Bruce. You know how I feel about personal insults.
The day I met you, you started a riot in Arkham.
See how well that worked out? You'd still be in there if it wasn't for me.
Not true at all.
Wayne, about time you showed up. What in the good goddamn is he doing here?
Director Waller, John Doe's, been aiding Bruce's investigations.
This creature's with you?
Yeah, he's with me. So watch what you say about him.
Thanks, Bruce. I know we're in a crisis, man, but Creature is rude. Even if the resemblance is there, it's just not polite to equate humans to, Yeah, we can talk about it later.
Keep him on a tight leash. Harley's making demands we simply can't meet. Her detonator's on a dead man's switch. She lets it go. This bridge is history. This situation is rapidly spiraling out of control. I'm running
Could
out
say
of
that again?
options. Harley is heading towards a cliff, and she's gonna drag all of us with her.
You're not helping by having your men close in on her. If anything, you're provoking her to violence.
The time for talking is over. All she wants is Riddler's goddamn blood, and that's gone. One of my own people destroyed it. Someone inside the agency. The serum Quinn wanted to make is off the table for good.
Why don't we let Bruce try negotiating? He's spent a lot of time with Harley recently.
I don't
Give it
feel
a
like
shot.
we left off on
See
the
what you
best
can
of beat. I
Stand
don't know.
down, people. Let him through.
Oh, hey, what's up? You failed when you tried to kill me last time.
Well, well, well. Bruce Wayne.
Harley.
You made it out of the icebox. Good for you. Should have guessed you were working with Waller. Had me fooled. Up to a point. All I want is Riddler's blood. I get it. I leave Gotham for good. That agency hellbeast says she don't got it, but I know she's lying through her teeth.
The serum you're trying to make, it doesn't do what you think it does.
How do you know about that?
Because I looked into it. It does as much harm as it does good, maybe more. Harley, you're a doctor. You have to understand. It destroys your brain chemistry.
Uh-huh. Sure. You're gonna tell me you love me, Wayne?
Excuse me?
I like a little romance when I'm getting screwed. I'm holding all the goddamn cards. Either they give me what I want, or I play the one that goes boom! I ain't fooling around. I'll do it without a second thought.
I know why you're doing this, Harley. If you're afraid of inheriting your father's illness, I can help you find a cure.
Wow, is it like fucking
You don't
shouting?
know me, Wayne. You did. You know better than to bring up my dear old dad.
Bruce, what the hell are you doing? Harley does not like talking about such personal things.
Stand down.
Bruce, keep on like that, she's gonna lose it.
Puddin'?
Let me talk to her. I know her better than anyone.
I'm so glad you're here, baby. These deadbeats.
I mean, I don't think like I'm doing a great job, so
You can do
why
your job.
the hell not?
I believe in you.
I won't let you down. I have everything worked out. Up here. Trust me. I learned from the best.
Okay, just...
Just what?
Tell her what she wants to hear.
Oh, that's maybe not the good.
I know you're all about pulling people's strings, Bruce. But Harley won't fall for crass manipulation. Not when the stakes are so high. Hey,
Not exactly
don't
what I
worry
meant, but
about a thing.
not sure if it really
All
mattered what
these
we say.
People watching. How can I not live up to the occasion?
Those two reprobates getting their heads together is a recipe for a disaster. What were you thinking?
Not like you and your people were doing any better.
Watch yourself. If this all goes wrong, there'll be hell to pay. Be damn sure I'll be sending you the bill.
Well, it's like seems doubtful that they would get out of there at least, I guess. I don't know.
I don't like the look of that. Not one bit. You gotta be kidding. This is going south. We're gonna shut this down right now.
If we interfere now, we could push him right back into Harley's arms.
If we don't, everyone on this bridge will die. Stand by to move in, people. Alpha team, move into flank. Take your positions.
They evacuate? I don't know.
Shot. What the hell do you think you're doing?
You gotta trust him, Waller. I'm telling you, he'll come through.
With a marriage proposal, maybe. Not a successful resolution to the crisis at hand.
You need to have faith. Stand down.
You backstabbing piece of crap!
Don't struggle, Harley. They think you're a fighter. They're gonna put you in the hole.
I'm gonna rip your head off, you two-diamond son of a...
Get her out of here.
How could you, John? You broke my heart.
Bruce showed me how to be good, Harley. In a way you never could.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Doe. You did a great job. The virus, please.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone should have this. Least of all you.
Well then, we'll no longer be requiring your service.
No!
What are you doing? He helped us.
You betrayed me after I saved the day! You agency people! You're just the worst!
Find that neck!
Not exactly how I expected this to play out, but
Where's Wayne? I want him secured. Subdue him if you have to.
like, I'm not sure. Oh, okay, we'll see what happens here.
John, stop!
Get your goddamn hands off me!
You're no better than criminal scum.
John?
You corrupt pigs. You're supposed to stand for justice, but you're liars and you're murderers. You're so goddamn rude. What the heck? What's wrong with this thing? Come on. Why don't you just work?
I was gonna say, it's not exactly sure what's wired to blow here, really, but
Together. You're all going to pay for your crimes. Batman and I, we're going to bring you all to justice. It's gonna be so much fun.
I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a weird scene, not what I expected. I don't know. It just feels, I guess, with how interesting the character's been. This kind of like turn, I guess, felt a little clumsy. I don't know. Well, we'll see how things wrap up, I guess. Anyway, left Alfred feeling proud. Left feeling resigned when you mentioned he needed to see the doctor. He should know that I was right about that. Alfred was proud when you advised Tiffany thoughtfully about Batman's code. Well, I guess I did, relatively speaking. I still kind of snapped at her, but... You and 64% of players set John down the path of being a vigilante. Alright, so we're getting Bat Joker here, I guess. He appreciated that you allowed him to leave to find Harley by himself. You have earned John's trust, and he has vowed that the two of you will clean Gotham up together. Okay. Episode 5 was interesting because they made 2 different episode 5s. So I'm guessing this is that, then? Definitely going all in on making their own... having their own take on the character. Maybe to the point of... Well, I don't know. I'm fine with it, I guess. Apologetic for questioning Batman's code. Alright, that's fine. Left her livid. Okay, livid after you sided with John on the bridge. Alright, well. Apologetic when you expressed your frustration. Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed that... I mean, Avesta was not there for a bit. But the fact that she's kind of come back into the story and at least have some direct impact on the story, like whatever situation, whatever dialogue we have with her could easily have also been with Blake, and maybe the character, like, it plays out the exact same way. Maybe to the point of, like, Bruce's dialogue maybe even be the exact same. But even so, even if it's like kind of surface level, it's still kind of nice to see them have in a situation like that where there's a character, one of 2 characters will live and the other will die, to have the other characters stick around for this long and have some kind of impact. Yeah, well, nice guys to Mr. Freeze, of course. 86% told John that you trusted him to find Harley by himself. I feel like there were fewer stat stuff to look at the end. Then again, I guess this was a really short episode too. So I guess there were fewer choices. I feel like this was like significantly shorter than the other episodes. I wonder then if like episode 5, if the changes if it can change really significantly, if that also then can mean that they would have to, like, that it would be shorter because of that. I don't know. I found episode 2 and 4 in Telltale games are very short. I don't know, I feel like episode 2 and this one was like super long. 1 was maybe the longest, but I'm not sure. Maybe because we spent 10 minutes reading lore in the Batcave. I'm not sure at this point if the one falling to villain is going to be John Doe or Waller. I mean, Waller's pretty much definitely a villain, I guess. At least based on what we know. But yeah, I'm a little, like, I don't know. I felt like that final scene was... It felt a little rushed in a way, I guess, both with, like, the buildup of how they were going to deal with... Like, I guess I mean, we were a little bit disturbed, I guess, by the frame drop issues and everything, so I kind of lost a little bit of track of the story, maybe, but... From, like, learning about the supposed serum and what it could do and whatever else, like, to... the situation with Harley, like, I feel like all throughout the season, it's always like we're out somewhere, or we're out cold, or we're locked up, or we're something happens, and then Waller shows up pissed at stuff progressing while we're unable to do anything about it, and we have like a heated conversation over it, and you're trying to fix it. That's kind of the recurring thing. And here, like, they being like 2 steps behind the agency and figuring out what happened, and then you find John, and then the way that final scene kind of escalated, like, I don't know, it felt a little... I feel like I just have not the clearest idea necessarily of all the characters' sort of motivations and where they're at, which led it to feeling a little clumsy in a way. But anyway, that was really short, and we kind of had a weird break in the middle, so I think we're just gonna keep going. But yeah, definitely, like, I thought for sure, and maybe it can go differently, but during that final scene, I assumed that the Joker, or John, whatever, it was just like some kind of a ruse that he meant to, like, abscond with Harley or something, but I guess not. I just basically assumed the entire time that any character that sort of is in a little bit of a different role than we're used to would sort of fall into a more typical role or version of the character over the course of the series. And in theory, that could still happen, but
Buddy,
it doesn't seem like that's what they're going for.
a week? 2 weeks? Sorry I didn't call sooner. I've had to stay low. Real low.
Well, Bane and Freeze were both apprehended at the
Pop up, Waller's idiots
the
are
lab.
there, and they don't seem to care whether they bring me in alive. I gave her
I'm pretty
Harley,
sure.
the girl of my dreams, on that bridge. And what did I get for thanks?
I think Bane was basically knocked out. He wasn't
The only thing she cares about is
stuck in an airlock, but I don't think he got out. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Well, I'm
I guess he's
of keeping
recruited
her
by
sight.
Waller,
I
probably,
put together a little crew.
whether he got away or not.
It's time to get things moving again. Our plan. To bring them all to justice.
And we're back at the Riddler lair. Now the Joker lair, I guess.
Be there to see it. Today, I'm gonna make Waller and the agency wish they never messed with us. Our fight starts now, Batman.
We'll see how this ends, but it's like, if the idea is that the Joker can end up as one of 2 very different characters, basically,
He's trying to provoke them. I have to stop this.
I can only assume that
careful.
he would not
Since you
play a
defended
very
John,
large part in
You're
Season
on
3.
Waller's most wanted list as well. Best keep a low profile.
Because it's one thing to have a one episode be one of 2 flavors or whatever, but it would be pretty difficult to carry that through.
I thought John was hiding from the agency. Why would he draw this much attention to himself?
That means they're 2 different endings. I assume so. Sting's description of there being different episode 5s is the first time I've ever heard of that, so I have no idea. But maybe it ends with the Joker dying no matter what. Who knows? Like,
If I move now, he'll see me.
like right underneath the street light too. Okay, can I? Completely invisible. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of these, like, stealth, sneaky sections. They're not generally terrible, I guess.
This one. I'll need to distract him. I could use a bat stunner to fry the light. That should draw his attention.
What the hell?
You don't talk? We're gonna end this right now.
I feel like that would probably be... Someone might notice that, whether the light was out or
You're all
not. But
gonna pay.
What you and your agency are doing here isn't right. Tell me where John Doe is. I ain't no rat. That's too bad. Rats have a knack for survival. Kill him.
well, let's hope my aim is true. Alright, got him.
Batman. These agents are crazy, Batman. They're gonna kill us.
This stops now, Agent.
Waller said you'd be trouble, that you'd protect John Doe. But I'm thinking, that can't be right. Doe's a monster. And these clowns here, they call him a hero. That's not what you think, right?
John is dangerous. He belongs in a cell for what he did.
Then stay out of my way.
I won't let you kill them.
You help them, you're helping him. If you're helping John Doe, you're the enemy too.
Sound logic. Alright, well. Fuck these guys then.
Hit him again! What the hell?
Boss! Sorry I'm late! Almost missed my own debut!
Pretty impressive job
John.
Nope. Better than
getting those
John.
gadgets built.
Come on, partner. Time for some justice. He's open.
Deadly force authorized!
Well,
Set phasers
this
you've
is
got.
lucky. These guys. That was so much fun! Take that, agency scum!
He got pretty good with them pretty quick too.
Frank, Lauren, thanks for hanging in there. Who's hunting who now? You and me, Batman. Fighting crime together. We make one heck of a team. Don't you think?
What you did to these agents. You didn't have to hurt them so badly to get them to stop.
I just did what you did. You hurt people like all the time.
John.
Eh? Joker.
What?
There is no more John Doe. It's Joker now.
Not a big fan of this design.
It's my hero name. Like, you know, Batman. I tried out a few other ones. Birdman, Hawkman, Fox Batman, the Giggler, Chuckle Master, Lord of the Laughs, and the Joke Man.
You know, I like it.
Oh, I thought you would.
It's better than
It's a
those
name
other ones.
people are going to remember. We've done good work today, Batman. Waller still doesn't have the
Yeah,
virus.
like-
We kept the agency from killing
Yeah,
my friends.
not a fan of this
Tried
look.
2 out of 4 new moves. Wait a second. Wasn't that Harrison guy, like, right over there?
But I guess I'm curious to see where things will go. Is that a Bane box?
Thanks!
Yep, looks like it. Alright, fucking Super Bane.
Bane.
You're working with them?
Director Waller promised you revenge.
Go 27.
Here's your
What's up?
chance.
Well, presumably we still have that anti-venom thing.
Get out of here!
We're not leaving you.
Me and Batman, we've got this.
Remember, the director wants Batman alive.
I don't care what she wants.
Do as you're told.
Pathetic.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this Bane for sure. I liked him well enough before, but like super Venom monster Bane is rarely my favorite. At least not with this kind of visual. The mask kind of looks better than his mustache. I don't know, but
The venom should have worn off by now.
Waller made some improvements to the formula.
also he keeps injecting more. That might make it last longer, I guess.
That's gotta hurt him, right?
I would enjoy tearing your head from you.
Enough of the monologue. Finish the job.
You pitiful little man. Call that monster off. Let go.
Oh, that's that guy, I guess.
What's the plan? If you can stop him for just 1 second, then I can...
If I'll lure Bane into that smokestack, then you knock it over.
Don't die! I'm ready.
Now, we can do this my way.
Joker, no! Hey, Bane! Ever considered a career change from luchador to pavement stain?
So yeah, you might want to get out of the way. Oh, okay. How about that?
That looked painful. No! No!
I will have my revenge. You will pay for killing my friend.
What are you?
Riddler! Waller told me what you did. You let Batman defeat him, and then you struck like a coward.
No, I didn't, Batman. I didn't.
You would work with such a man? A murdering coward?
I said I didn't kill him. Waller's a liar. I didn't kill Riddler.
Enough's enough.
What was that? I can't believe you. You shouldn't have stopped me. Don't you remember who this is? Look how many innocent people he's killed.
Stop! He's been subdued. He's no longer a threat.
No longer a threat. He accused me of killing Riddler.
Why does Waller think you killed Riddler?
I don't know. She probably did it. She's probably trying to pin it on me. But I didn't. You know that, right?
You know, that would make sense, actually.
Batman, you're hurt.
Trying to isolate his blood or whatever.
We gotta get out of here.
It doesn't not make sense, right?
Alfred.
Bruce, are you alright?
I need a quick patch-up. And I'm
So I guess that anti-venom thing from like episode
sending coordinates.
1 or 2, it's just not gonna matter, I guess. Figured that would come into play sooner or later, but maybe it just was for that one scene that we didn't even use it. Telltale didn't remember that. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess we might have just lost it at some point. Plot in this game, didn't get to see any of this side of the story. Plot catcher stream. Yeah, that makes me a little curious, because it's not signposted super obviously that it would be different.
Easy.
I feel like this, aside from
Is that who I think it is?
working together being a little questionable, like I feel like it's even a Joker motivated to
He
do
goes by
good.
Joker now.
You know who I am?
Bruce has mentioned you, yes.
Really?
I don't know. It would. It
What'd you
seems
tell him about
bound
me?
to spiral out of control.
All good things, I hope.
Alfred knows you're a friend of mine.
And any friend of Batman's?
Bruce, I know. We're tight like that.
Yes, he informed me.
Yeah,
Great.
stuff like this, I
No
guess.
secrets
It's.
between us. We're all part of the club. Wow.
I feel like I spent the entire season keeping him at arm's length, both from the assumption that he would definitely become a supervillain, but also that he's like super unstable, and you're mostly just humoring his like wild notion that we're friends.
Let's get this off you.
But now Batman also basically seems to acknowledge that no, we are working together and we are friends.
I'll take
So yeah, we're basically friends, I guess.
I'll prepare the compress.
It's I don't know. I still don't know what to make of that.
Can I help, Alf? You mind if I call you
Spectre
that?
the wound.
Gonna have to come
Please
out.
don't. And thank you, this is a one-person job.
Oh, okay.
All right, am I just
Listen to you speak all day with that accent.
No, I can't disinfect it with that piece still in there.
All right, I guess we're just meant to do that.
Well, this ought to be fun.
Okay.
British before Arkham. Does this sound nice? Oi.
Expected to go one of two ways with no in between. I mean, it.
How's
I'm
that
guessing there's
sit
no
with you?
way this doesn't sting.
I can understand that. I guess it's more that
Your honesty is appreciated.
it was never clear to me until after the fact that it even could go more than one way. Because until the end of the previous episode, it was,
should do the job.
you know, wobbling back and forth as any of these relationships are in these games.
Things he did.
No.
I knew it.
Okay.
So I guess that's why it's caught me a little off guard, I guess.
As of late.
Guess it's just one of those Wayne luxuries, huh? Having someone like Alfred to take care of you. You're kind of his ward, huh? Do people still use that word?
Alfred's always been there for me. After my parents died, he became the person I could count on the most.
Everything in the line of duty.
Sure, Al.
You guys are so cute. Alfred.
But I guess we're just gonna roll with it then. We're friends now.
Pirate cosplay.
It was an unfortunate result of being on the job.
Whoa! He literally gave an eye for you, Bruce.
It's Waller.
Batman.
We know what you did, Waller. You're gonna regret. Sorry.
So
Get
you're
your own
my
damn
mutual
phone.
Friend.
Good. It'll make this convenient.
I want John Doe.
Joker. Sorry.
John Doe and the virus in 2 hours, or I go public with your identity.
I don't want to burn you down, Bruce, but I will.
Don't push me, Waller.
Your actions are why we find ourselves here.
The virus, your Joker, at the GCPD, 2 hours.
Yeah, I guess that has more bite when they haven't been so casual with his identity. But
Look what happened to him. I don't want to have some maniac stab
Waller
me.
was this
won't
the last
stop
Telltale
coming
game?
after me
It must have
until
been, yeah,
she gets
right?
the virus, but we can't give it to her.
well, I
We
think
have
they
to
had
destroy it.
some.
We do? Why? Not that I'm
Um,
second guessing you. I just want a reason.
Okay, I didn't
You
really
wanted to be
listen,
a
but
hero. This is how we do it.
I think they
This
had
is
some
how we
season
keep
of
people
Walking
With the virus
Dead, like
gone,
either
Waller won't
announced
see you as
or
much of a
coming
threat.
out
Well, I don't
in the
like
middle of
the
it
sound of
and everything.
that.
Because I remember them
She's
like
going around telling lies. Murders on
shuffling some things around to like
pay for what she said.
have it come out anyway or something. I forget exactly.
Just
But
the
this
slightest
finished in
hint of
2018,
virus.
so
Waller
I feel like that
shampoo.
must have been
Or maybe her perfume. Technically, I'd still be giving her the virus.
close to the end of the original life
Melt
Telltale.
a little, liquefy her insides.
Heroes don't resort to murder to solve their problems.
But it's so effective. I don't know. Dr. Leland did say I had trouble letting things go. Known issue. So what am I supposed to do? Give up my grudges? What am I gonna lie awake at night stewing over then?
Well, at least you're aware of your problem. That's the first step to overcoming it.
I assume the second step is giving you the virus.
Hey, you're learning.
Well, if you say it's the right thing to do. I'm trusting you on this.
Or weird faces, but we got it.
Well,
Right here.
I was gonna say, is that a little virus like
That's it?
compartment?
that's it. Completely inert now.
Joker, Bruce and I need a moment.
Oh, okay. I'll check the perimeter.
I'm relieved to see he listens to
Good thing
you.
we can trust that no one's ever gonna
Balance him
come
out.
around here and see our
Just
face
don't
also.
take your eyes off him.
Coast is clear.
Waller has leverage on me. We need a countermeasure.
Perhaps someone on the inside can help.
Someone who's lost faith in Waller's crusade.
You have someone on the inside.
Wait, what? Okay. I was gonna say, this guy died in episode 1, I thought. I guess we still have his phone number. This guy, like, tried to kill us. Like, this seems cool, but can we legitimately call any of these people? Like, I would assume that Avesta is like the obvious choice because she's like in the organization and everything. I'm happy to like patch things up with Jim and say like, oh yeah, let's fuck Waller over. But he's realistically, how well can he help? I feel like I'm more inclined to find the most effective way of stopping her and then patching up with Jim after the fact, I guess. Oh, the dead guy. And are we gonna bring Harley Quinn into our crusade? I don't know. I think this is the obvious choice.
Agent Amon Avesta. She changed her tune about Waller after the raid on the Sanctus facility.
If she's looking for a way to fight back, you could give it to her.
She's our best bet.
Yeah, I'm curious. Well,
reveal my identity if I don't hand over Joker and the
I guess if we get like 2 voice lines and that's all, then yeah, they could have had more choices for this scene. But
well, you came to the right person. When do you need it?
I'm meeting her at the GCPD in 2 hours.
Meet me on the roof in 1. I'll have a little present for you.
all right, well, I guess that
We're taking the Batmobile.
works.
We're taking the Batmobile.
I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of this whole idea, but I'm glad they're at least having some fun with it. Again, person whose fault it is that she knows. Yeah, well. It was done in good faith, I guess, so. But hey, it doesn't matter now, does it? Like, we can trust her. It's, gotta address the situation at hand. You have to choose her, calling the rest is just funny dialogue. Alright, okay, well.
This is going to be so great! Me and you taking down Waller.
After 4 episodes of Joyless Harley, this is the fun I've been missing.
Heroes of Gotham.
Yeah, I can see that, for sure. There's definitely a little
We're
less,
not here for a
like,
fight.
joy
You
in
need
this.
to make yourself scarce. Waller is only a few floors below us.
All right, I'll do the dignified thing and hide. So if things go south, I can surprise them from the shadows.
Famed stealth expert Joker. Well, when the story calls for it, I guess.
I know. I just need a place to stay for a little while. It's just... I'm sorry. I have to go. I'll call you later, okay? Batman.
As I interrupted the
you
dialogue,
came.
but that's fine. It's weird, like, it adds to a feeling of interactivity,
Waller's
of being
really
able
gonna
to
do it.
interrupt dialogue and stuff, but sometimes
If you
it
don't
feels a
give her
little
Joker,
weird
she'll shout your identity from the rooftops.
when
I
you're,
know
like,
you said you'd
to
find
tell
out
whether
how to
you're
get
supposed to kind of interrupt
But
or
I
let
can't shake the feeling I'm
things...
to blame.
Like, sometimes if you
After
want to
the
stay and
fallout
listen to
with
something,
bridge,
the game will take that as
this-
inaction and just force you
I'm
into
sorry I
another
told Waller
choice,
your
which can be a little weird.
Let me make it up to you.
Anyway, please do.
I found something on Waller. Something big. I threw together a document. Details just how dirty her hands are. Sanctus, the experiments, Riddler. It's a little unbelievable.
Bane,
but it's worse
etc.
than I thought.
Little unbelievable. I don't know, man.
When the agency initially
Pretty
dissolved
believable to
Sanctus,
me.
Waller was responsible for cleanup. In public record, she did exactly that.
But that isn't what happened.
No. She
I'm not
saved
gonna read all
samples
this.
and data. She just couldn't let it go. Not when it had so much potential.
And someone from Sanctus got their hands on it.
She's to blame for all of this. If she had just done her job and destroyed the virus, none of this would have happened.
I've seen enough.
With this in your pocket, Waller loses her leverage over you.
Thank you, Amon.
Waller Codex files
I
have
guess
been
it's
updated.
all over now.
All right.
It's only a matter of time before Waller realizes what I've done. She'll want to keep this buried, so it's unlikely she'll take this to internal affairs. But that won't stop her from ending my career. Or from making my life a nightmare. God. I remember begging Waller for the Gotham assignment.
Well, we're building a whole Bat family, I
It's
guess,
funny
so
how quickly
what's one more
things
person?
change.
She knows my secret anyway, right?
Come work with me. We'd be lucky to have you.
At Wayne Enterprises? Or should I get fitted for body armor?
I'd go with Wayne Enterprises. Better benefits.
I might take you up on that. Thank you. Well, it's just you and Waller now. Hopefully the next time I see
She was like
you,
super hyped about
we
the
can talk about myself.
fucking Batmobile and shit anyway, so. Figured she'd be excited
Well,
in whatever
well.
capacity.
Sorry to interrupt. Not only are you aiding and abetting a wanted criminal, you corrupted one of my most loyal agents. Someone I trusted. Someone I took under my wing. And you did this for what? To throw away such a promising career.
You don't deserve
Seems a
what
little,
you want.
yeah, I don't know why we
From Amon
decided to meet
or
in the same
anyone
spot,
else.
but I guess it doesn't
I
really matter.
need to be able to count on those working for me. Or the whole castle starts to crumble. You've crossed a line, Batman. You helped that maniac escape with the virus.
The virus is destroyed. I saw to it myself.
Destroyed? Fine. Well, I don't see John Doe wrapped up in a bow. Are you here to take his place? Because that's not what I asked for. I'm pretty sure I was clear on that.
I came to put an end to this. It's over, Waller.
Shame. I guess we'll do this
Waller
the
really
hard
doesn't
way.
care. All right.
They all work for me now. A special task force for special problems.
Oh my god.
Even your old friend Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Don't give her anything, Batman. She...
Did I say you could talk? You're outmatched. Time to stop this foolishness and get back into line. With the rest of the team.
You intolerable.
I don't want to...
You'll never control me.
What
Oh,
do
well.
you think I've been doing since I came to Gotham? Oh, you'll submit all right. Either peacefully, or with my boot on your neck.
This is wrong, Waller. You can't use criminals to do your dirty work.
Why should good people die fighting the likes of them? Or the likes of you and John Doe? You put my people in the hospital, protecting a maniac who killed at least 3 of my agents. A maniac who stabbed me in the gut. You're on the wrong side of this. You have to see that.
Don't preach at me, Waller. I know how corrupt you really are.
What do you mean? What did she tell you? There's nothing on me I can't handle.
Yeah, because this is a
Whatever you
great
think you've
look.
got to
Like, this
bounce off me,
doesn't
I'd
seem
rain off an
corrupt
armored
at all.
truck. You know why they call me the Wall, Batman? Because you can't break through me. I stand tall no matter
Must be the
what
Batman.
you throw my...
You know if your superiors see this, it destroys your career.
Wait, did
What do you
Harley
want?
just get a cyber
I
hammer?
want you and the agency out of Gotham today.
Was that it? Surely she's gonna be like,
Okay.
nope, okay. Our relationship changed.
Virus gone, my work here is done. I'll order my people to pack
That's not all.
up. Don't push it, Batman. I still know your identity. This is a stalemate, not a rout.
Lock up Bane and Harley. You can't keep using them in the field.
And why would I do that?
Because innocent people will get hurt. You've already seen the carnage that Bane caused.
I'll tell you what. You want to dictate how I conduct my field ops? I'll consider your proposal on one condition. Hand over Doe. You know he'll be better off locked away. Better for himself and for everyone else. Otherwise, we're even. Me and my people are out of this godforsaken town.
Do I leave him to
I
her?
won't look back.
I won't betray him. Not even for
I was gonna say like
Then our
that would
business is
probably not
concluded.
leave
For
things in a
now.
good space. You know, that
No! No, 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 no! That's not acceptable! Not at all!
What the hell? It's John Doe.
Oh, Puddin'! Come out, wherever you are.
Biggest villain in Gotham right in front of you! And you're just letting her waltz on out of town? That is so very disappointing. You're a hypocrite! You're letting her off the hook because of what? Because she has a badge?
Given what she knows, it's the best I could do.
You're letting her off the hook!
You think you're some kind of force for justice, Joker? Don't you see how ridiculous that is?
What's ridiculous is that anyone believes your lies! You blame me for your crimes, when we both know you killed Riddler!
Are you serious? Think whatever you want. You will never be a hero.
How dare you? You're worse than me! That makes me the hero! And this is what heroes do to villains!
What are you doing?
Doing what you apparently can't! Shining a light on the shadiest part of Gotham!
all right, fine. I meant to stop it, but
Kill him!
With pleasure.
Not yet.
that's fine. I guess I can live with that. That anti-venom would come in handy, but cyber hammer. All right, okay, sure, why not?
The agency gave me a little upgrade. What do you think?
Standard issue. Electric mallet. All right, sure, why not?
Let go, you oversized rat!
Okay.
I'm going to give you the sentence you deserve.
Joker, stop!
Take it easy.
You and your stupid code!
Batman, the collar.
Did she like make him attack by activating the collar? Your remote. Oh, that one's locked.
Catwoman, detain Batman. The rest of you, take care of Doe.
Sorry, but I think you can handle it.
The sound is a bit much, but it's pretty cool.
I'm sorry. This damn collar. It's a kill switch. One wrong move and Waller pulls the trigger. I can't risk testing her.
Then don't hold back. I can take it.
You think so? Thanks. I owe you one.
Back off, cat lady!
Well, it's definitely things aren't going great, but I like this as a kind of a finale more than fighting Vicky Vale in its catacombs. But I'm not sure how. Like, I'm not sure if it's. It seems like we're weirdly early in this episode, but I guess I'm not great at keeping track of that. So we'll see.
Batman! What are you doing?
All right, the other one.
Batman, no!
Was I saving one character over the other there? I'm not sure. We'll find out, I guess. Well, yeah, I will say, I think it's, overall, it's been, the story in this season has been kind of, like, it's all naturally led to this point, I feel. How certain things have escalated, so I think it's...
Batman, no!
Kind of like how it's wrapping up in that sense. Yeah, dude, holy shit, that was just chapter 2. Ouch. I wasn't sure which chapter we were on, but I didn't think we were maybe that early. Get your bearings, alright. Press up to get your bearings, maybe? I don't know. Pull some debris out of my chest, maybe? Ouch. Well, I guess we're just gonna straighten this thing out.
Batman! Oh my god. On 3. 1, 2, 3!
A full second later.
One more time.
Straight enough yet? Alright, okay, look straight. Oh, this is painful to even look at. Ugh.
How do we stop the bleeding?
Batsuit. Seal.
Is it... How tight a seal could the suit really
Batmobile.
apply there? I wonder.
You got it.
Come with me.
I would. It's only a matter of time before they realize I'm gone.
I can get it.
Right now, let's worry about keeping you alive.
Yeah, everyone's invited. It's a big
Stay
old
with
bat
me.
family. Surprised how different your story's playing out. Yeah, it makes me curious to hear that, because it definitely, that... In my admittedly limited experience with Telltale games, that's usually not a big thing, I feel. Usually things kind of coalesce into a neat predefined ending with some maybe, slight changes here and there, but to hear that like kind of this entire episode plays out in a different way, that's interesting. I feel like it's kind of especially interesting to hear in that I don't think it's been signposted at all by the game itself. Maybe if you
The guy
complete it,
walks
it
into a
explains it.
doctor's
But
office. The guy says, Doc, I've got this thing with my hands. They won't stop shaking, and it's driving me mad. And the doctor says, have you been drinking a lot? And the guy says, no, not really.
I spill most of it.
Oh, heard that one before, have you?
Pretty sure from you.
It never was quite so relevant before. I decided my bedside manners could use some adjustment. Admonishing you never seems to get us anywhere. Try not to move until the painkillers settle in. That leg still needs to heal, as do the 3rd, 8th, and 10th ribs.
How did I get here?
Miss Kyle, she managed to get you into the Batmobile. The car arrived here and...
interesting, the
tended
Joker's
to you.
causing so much trouble by helping you instead of
Must
being
be
your
nice to
direct
be
enemy.
reminded
Yeah,
that you
that
have friends you can count
I
on.
kind of thought about that
And then
earlier
there
too.
are
Like,
friends who
it
do
makes me
things
curious
like
just how
this.
things may or may not be different.
He could have killed you. He nearly did.
Alfred, John is just... He has trouble controlling his impulses.
I'm not sure if you can say that he
Sometimes
just
he acts without thinking.
he just has a little problem of blowing up
maybe
buildings
more
and killing
than
people.
Sometimes.
I know you care for him, Bruce, but he's hurt people. A lot of people.
Yeah.
And well, I'm sorry to say, but it's only gotten worse. Computer, bring up all live news feeds. Filter for the word Joker.
Gotham is still picking up the pieces after a man calling himself Joker
I guess it's like
there has been no confirmation whether Amanda Waller, director of the agency, is still alive.
is he really a vigilante or just, well, I mean, technically he might call himself one, but I feel like by and large he's just the Joker.
11 people were seriously injured and has many wondering, who is the Joker? Where did he come from?
I immediately felt bad for standing up to him. It's like, you know what,
You told him being aware of his anger was the first step to overcoming it.
Reports have confirmed 8 casualties.
But I'm afraid that awareness has only shown him a path to channel that anger. You helped make him, you know.
Jeez.
Excuse me?
This Joker, from the start, John has hung on your every word. Bend over backwards to please you. Your influence is everywhere in him. Even the part of you that is darkest. And now he is that.
Well,
You're right.
Lord Alfred,
Maybe
he's
I
never
just
wrong.
refuse to see it.
I know, Bruce. I'm sorry, I
didn't partner with Joker, that's why it's so
shouldn't have
different.
said all that
Yeah,
to
well,
you.
that's the thing too. I
Shape
didn't
you're in.
Too
much time to
knowingly partner with him either. Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
All the way up, Batman. It's time to meet
But it
your
does makes
new
me a little
partner.
curious to see, like,
Sorry, my what?
maybe chapter 3 onwards
That was
isn't
your
really
cue, dear.
that different.
Did you not?
Not ready!
Tiffany
Yes.
is my partner.
I was hesitant at first, but I just couldn't talk her out of it, Bruce. She has your drive, your passion, just like when you became Batman. That's a difficult thing to say no to. At least hear her out.
Of course.
All right, I'm trusting you on this one.
Gotta
If
trust
you
Lord
think
Alfred.
something like this can work, then I'm willing to give it a shot.
Oh, I'm not sure about this at all. But I wasn't sure about Batman either. I may have my doubts, but you need the help right now, and I mean you to have it. You have to put a stop to him, Bruce. I know you will, but whatever feelings you may have had for John, don't let him use them against you. You can't allow him to cloud your judgment. I suppose I'll have to trust that you.
It's like I felt like every spoken option there was a tacit disagreement, or but of course it's like, yeah. I feel like this is. I'm like struggling because I feel like it's
search for Joker and his associates.
I was always operating entirely on the assumption that, well, he's the Joker. He'll be the Joker, right? So I'm not going to deliberately be rude to him necessarily because it might be beneficial to me, or it might be a risk. Depending, the way I treat him can have an influence on how things shake out in a potentially life and death situations. But then the way this episode, the way the last episode ended and the way this episode started, has us kind of, as far as the game is concerned, we are actually quite concerned about John, and we're friends, and we're really very conflicted about this. But as a player, I don't really feel that conflicted. But I guess that's the idea of like setting up for this emotionally complex, showdown.
As for the
it can still play out in an
GCPD,
interesting,
they've
cool way,
investigated
but
John's other favorite haunt, the stacked deck.
I mean, I will say that
Interviews there yielded nothing useful,
whatever
other than the
drama
fact John and a few of his regulars he's recruited to his cause.
Whatever drama will arise, I'm
frequented
sure
the
will have a
establishment
lot
in
more
over a week
emotional
or
weight
so.
than Vicky Vale in season 1.
Willie Deaver on the left, and that's Frank Dumfrey.
So in that sense, yeah, I'm sure it'll be all right. Be sad if Tiffany picks any name beside Rob.
The
Well, we'll
agency
see.
searched the subway lair the Pact had been using. They found nothing and razed what was left to the ground.
I'm just going to be disappointed if she looks like her
John has often mentioned
concept
Mrs.
art
Arkham.
and not like.
Maybe he's hiding there.
She should have a proper
I thought of
superhero
that.
costume.
I'm afraid our own drone network has come up empty in a search of the asylum grounds and its catacombs.
John's gone to ground and in none of the usual places that we know about.
I'm done.
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
My word. Well, you certainly look the part.
Just wait till you see what it can do. Oh my God. Bruce, are you okay?
Don't worry. It looks worse than it is.
Yes, you get used to him lying like this, unfortunately.
Is this what happens to you all the time?
Not all the time. Just the bad days.
I feel like she looks even more bland than her
long shot.
drawings.
The water tower, where Joker set his ambush for the agency. It's still an active crime scene. With a little bit of luck, there may be something there I can use to track him.
I'm coming with you.
Oh, right. She's got a fucking drone and a Google Glass. She's
Chemical sniffers, advanced sensor suites, early warning defense
less
nodes,
lame
all
now.
with sync
I
capability
don't know.
Directly to your cow. It scans and catalogs evidence in a nanosecond. Maybe even faster than the Bat computer. It's even got some defensive options. Non-lethal, of course.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm interested.
I
Like,
won't
I'm
let you down. I won't let either.
surprised that they would give you that choice.
Let's get to work.
Well, yeah, I'm putting my faith in all of my partners. I'm not gonna dictate what they can and
You'll
can't
need
do.
these
Gotta trust their judgment.
for the pain.
How about some of that anti-venom, though, in case pain shows up?
You're forgetting something.
Well, now she looks even dorkier. We gotta work on this, man. Still has a number of things to learn from our old man, I think, terms of superhero costume design, if nothing else. Not impressed. She looks ready to rob a bank. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty indistinguishable from your average henchman.
Nervous?
Isn't everyone before their first crime scene? How do you... I mean, how do we do this?
Like you're scary?
Watch what I do, and keep cool.
Easier said than done.
You'll get the hang of it.
Well, she was the one who insisted on coming with.
How do I sound? Oh God, that's not how it's supposed to sound.
That needs some work.
Sounds good to me.
Batman, I didn't expect to see you here. And this is?
She's with me, Detective.
I guess, you know, you work with Batman, you gotta learn to, like, just...
Kidnapped and me getting canned.
Alright,
Sure
we'll
whose
roll with it.
jurisdiction this crime scene falls under. The agencies or the GCPD's. So for now,
Like a casual
let's go ahead and
Gordon.
say it's yours. All right? My people are here to help however they can.
Glad you're here, Jim. I'd heard.
Technically, I'm not here. Not in an official capacity, anyway.
Working outside of the law. Let me know if you need any pointers.
What should we be looking for?
After the pack separated, Joker had to find somewhere else to hide. There could be clues here that tell us where that is. And where he may have taken Waller.
The Dig It Bale's voice would be funnier if the
So
game
this
didn't have its own.
partnership between you and that.
I don't know, that's not really how
When
I
did that
took it.
happen?
It's new.
Like, it doesn't sound much like it just, I don't know. I took it more to mean that she was a little spooked, but how goofy it sounded because, like the Bale Batman voice is just him screaming, basically. But I actually really like it in this game. I think it's like, makes him sound
pretty easy.
Yeah, well,
cool
that's
and
a reason
imposing,
this
but
place is
not.
condemned.
It doesn't sound too modulated, and it's. He's not screaming.
Electrical burns.
From the agency guns?
They were firing wildly.
It's a subpart designed for a firearm. Too prone
Like,
to
it makes him
misfire.
sound different from
Electrical discharge heats the barrel
Bruce
too
Wayne.
quickly, causing erratic fire patterns.
Ah, so you're also an expert on guns.
I've designed a few myself, actually.
Alright, just casually conversing. I just realized that we haven't really done much crime scene investigation in this season. I think there was one in like episode 1. So I guess we'll maybe get to link some stuff eventually.
Joker's knife. Must have lost it after he went into a frenzy against Bane.
Although I guess we're not really meant to
John
piece
Doe
together what
fighting to take
happened
on
because we
Bane?
were here. But
He's not half bad in a fight, actually. Bane's blood won't lead us to Joker.
even so.
Drone.
Bane's venom.
His suit was punctured. It's everywhere.
Is it useful?
No. Not in finding Joker.
I'll add it to ignore on the drone search filters.
Alright, so does that mean all these Bane icons just disappear now, I guess? That makes sense. Stairs. Jokerang.
Forensics ran it
Jokermobile.
through the system. Found it was stolen from the stacked deck a few weeks ago.
I recognize it. It's been customized since then.
You don't say. It
drum
didn't come like
analyzer.
this from the factory.
Just point and I'll shoot.
Custom plates.
Probably didn't get this done at the DMV.
Lil Puddin'?
Must be his way of remembering his time with Harley.
Keeping a memento like some kind of weirdo.
Get some details on this paint.
Funny. Doesn't look like a rush job.
Because it's not. The drone sees a body shop quality strip below the top layer.
Alright, press X to
The
hack.
paint uses a stripping solvent that hasn't met compliance standards since.
I'll run a check on manufacturers in the area, see who's recently been dinged for safety regulations. This much data, we're gonna need something to narrow it down. Like a name.
Kid's unnatural at this.
Alright. What do we got?
Huh. This car is hotwired. It's a mess. Well, you'd think a guy like him would have stolen a car before.
It's not that bad.
Well, you say so. Someone was thirsty. What do you think? Wanna run DNA?
No. We already know who it belongs to.
I miss this, you know. You and me raking over a crime scene. I messed it up, didn't I? Now, in the early days when we were chasing you, not realizing you were one of the good guys, you and I came to an agreement. We worked together to make Gotham safer. I lost my head the other day. I want you to know I'm sorry. I cracked, like I said I would when Waller first moved in. I said and did some things I'm not proud of. And I regret it.
You were just doing what you thought was right, Jim. There's nothing to apologize for.
You're a good man for saying that.
Batman, the best. Still sticking up for.
Oh, I
Well,
missed this
in
too.
case you weren't around, the car was in fact hotwired by Bruce Wayne. So,
Got something interesting. It's a faint signal.
also the cup would have had Bruce Wayne's DNA on it. Also. All right, faint, but let's see what else we got.
The controller to the shot collars that Waller's using on the Pact. Damaged. Can you isolate the signal from this device?
Sure, but why?
I've seen
don't know.
what these collars can do. Might come in handy.
Seems useful. All right. Hack these stairs. Or just walk up them. I guess that works too. All right.
Not sure Riddler would like the new decor.
This Joker guy going nuts. I heard it started with Riddler's murder, but he's blaming Waller for it. Wouldn't actually surprise me.
Riddler's murder. Really?
But maybe it was always just a matter of time before he snapped.
Well, we got a Jokerang. String lights. Banner.
Welcome, Agency Pigs.
Here I thought that was our nickname.
Yeah, man, it's I've missed having Gordon around too. It's nice to have him back.
Festive, but not a lead. A Maker's Mark. WD. Willie Deaver, Joker's associate. What do you have on him?
Machinist by trade, with a storied employment history. He's been fired from almost every factory and chemical plant in Gotham. Has a drinking problem, apparently.
Chemical plants. Huh. Let me cross-reference Willie Deaver's former employers with the paint used on Joker's car.
Could it just
Ace
walk down the
Chemicals.
stairs?
Their main plant was shut down last year after the city cited them for multiple
Ace Chemicals. Who would have ever
Because of
thought?
the paint.
That plant's been abandoned ever since. Perfect hiding spot.
We found him.
Well, well, well. What's all this then? A bat and a walking mustache trespassing on my crime
She's just
scene.
You escaped.
coming down there? All right. Okay.
You got it all wrong, Batty boy. I'm here on agency business.
For the love of God.
That's right. I'm one of the good guys now. So hand over everything you found before I knock out those pearly whites. In the name of the law.
Batman, we don't have time to mess around with this clown.
Make time, copper. You all take orders from me now.
I don't take orders from you, Quinn. Stand down.
Let me show you how things work around here now, Batsy. This is Agent Quinn, suppressing fire. These suits are convinced I can save their director from Big Bad Joker. They'll do anything for me. So all you gotta do is tell me where John took her so I can get back to my job. After all, Johnny Boy and I are due for a nice long talk. Poor guy's fallen in with the wrong crowd.
You don't have a hold over him anymore, Harley. He's over you.
He's over me? Oh, please.
I mean, I don't know if that's true,
And here
but
I thought being diplomatic would work with you people. Oh well, I'll try something you can understand. I need Hey, you cops can't just shoot people like that.
I'm off duty.
Hello? What's a girl gotta do to get some firepower in The hell?
Asset in the line of fire! Don't
all right, completely non-lethal.
I could hack those collars in my sleep.
Whoops, I pressed the wrong button, but I guess that didn't really matter.
You son of a...
Latoya!
Got it, sir.
Follow me at Harley's voice actress, same
the hell do you
actress
think
as
you're
Trixie
doing?
Back to the Future and doing the
Sending
same
you off
voice.
the
Yeah, I'm not a
block.
huge fan of
Where you belong.
Harley's voice.
Oh, please! The agency isn't gonna let me sit in a cell. I'm an asset. I'm gonna get what I want, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You can't touch me, Bats. I'm the one in control here.
You think you're in control? You'll live the rest of your life under the agency's thumb.
No, that ain't how this works. I'm
yeah?
doing this thing on my terms, no one else's.
Now tell that to Waller when she gets back in the office. Go find Joker before he carves up Waller. I'll clean up this mess.
Have your people hold back until I call them. Waller's life.
Yeah,
will
like
depend on
the
stuff
caller
you
kind of
touch.
tells a different story, doesn't it? Is the last
Batman.
Harley movie any good? I'm assuming you're referring to Birds of Prey. I didn't see it, but I heard very good things about it. Definitely gonna get around to watching it at some point in the future. The Harley Quinn animated series that's on whatever it's called, the DC streaming service, I guess. That seems pretty good, or it seems neat. I've heard good things about it too. I like the look of it. I've only seen like brief clips here and there, but it seems pretty neat. I don't really follow any of the like DC WB animated stuff, but I've just seen some like ads and clips on Twitter. That's what I meant to say. and stuff like that. It seems kind of neat.
Batman, got a visual on Joker and Waller. Doesn't look like he's hurt her.
Not yet.
I'm in the rafters, out of sight. Say the word if you need help.
Thanks.
Bruce, I know you and Waller have your differences, but she doesn't deserve this.
The subtitles are like mad confusing.
I take complete responsibility.
Louder, so the camera can pick it up.
Took you long enough.
Batman! Thank God! I mean, I assumed you'd be okay. You're Batman, for Pete's sake. But still, are you okay, buddy? I was really worried about you.
You nearly killed me when you blew up that roof.
Sorry about that. I just got a little carried away. I had to do something. Waller was about to walk away. But get this. I'm this close to getting Waller to admit to every terrible thing she's ever done. And when that's over,
Yeah, I'm not sure that's gonna hold up.
you'll, of course, have to reflect the enormity.
Flawed but not evil. I'm not sure that's really true.
Is your jail sentence.
God, I really don't like you.
Waller needs to go to trial. Maybe spend the rest of her life in a cell. But not whatever this is.
Do you know how long that would take? You know, I don't know why you're not more into this. Think of everything she's put you through. Everyone is disposable to her. Even her own agents.
I know I've made mistakes. You try to do the right thing, but there's always a cost. Just ask your pal Batman there. He'll say the same thing. I do what I do for a reason. I'm not ashamed.
Don't play innocent.
I play to win. When I lose, good people
I wasn't
die.
sure if Batman was gonna like address her or Joker
totally
actually
right.
there, but
She sucks! Let's keep the show rolling. We've heard your excuses. You didn't mean for people to get hurt. Collateral damage, yada yada yada. But there's one crime that can't be excused. You killed the Riddler! And then you tried to pin it on me!
Didn't kill him. Like I said.
It was you! You killed Riddler! Say it!
I will not.
If there's one thing I learned by watching you, violence solves a lot of problems!
oh, that's not a button. That's a button. All right. I mean, it was a button. I pressed a button that didn't do anything, but it worked out.
Need a distraction. Well, I get my confession.
The way Boss talked about you, I thought you'd be bigger.
It's a good thing he only hits the arm, I guess. I don't know. Or he's super bulletproof. I mean, I guess any part of the suit is, they could all be, but even so.
She dies. I'm trying really, really hard to do things your way. I want to just slice her throat right here, right now.
This isn't about justice. You have a grudge against her. That's the only reason you're doing any of this.
Grudge? Batman? She tried to kill me. I told you why I'm doing this, but you weren't listening. You're never listening. Saying what you think will control me. Just like Waller. She justifies her crimes. Says they're for the greater good. Just like you. You both use that word, justice, as an excuse. So you can do whatever you want. I thought you and I were two threads in the same stitch. But it's not me. It's her.
I'm nothing like Waller.
You're either lying or stupid, Bats. I don't know why I didn't see it sooner. Trying to do things your way was a mistake. Waller killed Riddler. And she deserves death!
It wasn't Waller!
Tiffany?
I can't let someone else pay for my crimes. Waller didn't kill Riddler. I did. I know it was wrong. Now.
God, are you kidding me? These are the people you want to protect. I should kill them both. Everyone here is guilty. This is a joke.
Get back, Tiffany.
No! I've kept this in the dark for too long. I used a drone and these. There's your proof.
You want to sacrifice yourself for Waller? Then go ahead.
Just hold on.
Super graceful. I mean, I am fucking half dead over here.
Trust the system. Violence isn't the answer. People just pick and choose what they believe. And you're no different.
I got her!
Oh, I guess he's still pretty spry.
He's down! Hands where we can see them! After everything we've been through together, this is how it ends.
Stay down. Please. It's over.
Huh. That's your best pep talk. Just give up on your dreams. Stand for nothing. I believed in you, Batman. Like I never believed in anything. And it was all a lie!
Sean.
It's Joker!
Of course. Yeah, I've seen that coming. He's gonna have a weird Batarang duel, I guess. Of course, he's like weirdly super strong too.
That's enough.
This is like kind of like Riddler in episode 1 all over again. It's like, granted, Batman went into this being pretty fucked up, but even so. Joker here is putting up more of a fight than I would expect in this kind of situation. Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, the Riddler stuff was stupid. This is a little stupid. I don't mean to compare it like that. I just mean specifically in the nature of the fight.
Looking at you, admiring you, wanting to be like you.
Having the physical contest between the two itself to be kind of like an important thing seems that falls a little flat for me.
Not anymore.
But it's a character that doesn't feel like he should be a physical match for Batman. Like, even the idea that in, like, 2 weeks or whatever, the Joker not only manufactured his own assortment of bat gadgets, he also, like, mastered the use of them. I don't know, it just feels a little far-fetched. Damn it, everyone's getting fucking impaled left and right here. Hey, super move.
I guess that's it. I really wanted to be a hero, you know?
Did you, though?
I just can't. I know you used me. I know I should hate you for that. But I don't. Because I had such a good time with you, Bruce. Did you ever think of me as your friend? Like a true friend? Someone you actually
As far as the story is concerned.
Of course. Of course you were my friend.
You are one messed up guy.
He's not wrong about that. Joker will never forget that. Man, it looked so much better before his dumb vigilante makeover. Fuck, that was just chapter 3? We're only halfway through? Man, it's... I feel like this is like way longer than... I mean, episode 4 was really short, but every chapter so far feels like it's been really long in episode 5. Actually, all right, pause. We didn't really take a break before episode 5, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a good opportunity before everything's over. So I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna take a super short break here. I need to go to the bathroom and stretch my legs and whatnot. But I'll be back in just a few moments with the conclusion of The Enemy Within. So I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. Alright, we are ready to continue. No love for doing the hair up like bat ears. Not really. I mean, I understand what they're going for. I just think it looks fucking stupid. The black makeup. I don't know. I just think he looked better and more like the Joker before.
I think the circumstances allow.
I
Gordon was
assume
telling me
if
how
you
found me.
end
Sounds like top drawer detective work.
if you end
It was a
episode
team
4
effort.
with him not becoming a
Batman
vigilante,
led
he
the charge.
turns into like his design's different.
It's not
but
easy to say this, but it looks like you saved my life.
I guess you could
guess
look that up easily enough.
Your debt.
Doesn't make you special, Waller. It certainly doesn't mean I like you.
Jim, would you mind giving us a minute? Batman and I have some unfinished business.
I'll go check on Joker's transfer, make sure they don't take any chances. Just try not to rip each other's heads off, okay? We can all play nice now the bad guy's in cuffs.
Depending on who you're referring to, I guess.
You don't have to worry. Our stalemate from the roof still stands. I'm pulling out of Gotham effective immediately.
Then why are we still talking?
Tiffany Fox. Riddler's death may have caused a lot of problems, but I won't make her pay for it. I'll leave that to the man who can't stand killing. I know you think I'm the devil, but I want you to understand. I didn't see things going down like this. I let the mission get out from under me. Never really regained a solid footing.
Watch out, Waller, or you might stumble onto an actual apology.
You let me talk, we might get there. I just came here to round up the pact. Quick and easy.
And if Riddler led you to Sanctus, that would have been a bonus.
Listen. Everything I did for the greater good. To protect Gotham, to uphold the law, to make the world a safer place.
Alright, that's a ...
You act so high and mighty. At the end of the day, you're just a rich guy with all the toys.
I didn't say
being up
shit.
on lunatics.
I deal with criminals who threaten my city.
You're so far up your own ass, you can't see the truth. You're as nuts as any of them. Avesta
That's
had
real
you
original.
The minute she walked in your
Apple
office.
away.
She started listing off your pals. All those friends of yours who went cuckoo. You didn't even flinch. Because you're one of them.
Don't fool yourself, Waller. You are too.
I know exactly what I am. I choose not to live in denial. We're done here. Signal the withdrawal.
I'm not gonna miss her, that's for sure. So, here we are, once again. Gotham's safe because of you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it felt pretty good getting my hands dirty. Just like old times, huh? Truth is, after I got ousted, I didn't know my place anymore. Turned into an old guy in civvies, lurking around crime scenes. Trying to stay useful.
We have to work together, Jim. Solve cases. Lock up the scum who terrorize our streets.
I'd like that.
So would I.
Wanna join my bat family? Got room for one more.
Oh, I gotta take this. Wife probably saw the news. See you around, Batman. Don't be a stranger.
So if I were to choose to grapple away in my conversation with Waller, would I drop back down to talk to Gordon? Or would I just miss that part? Also, I guess I was just taking a very brief rest in that ambulance. I was just chilling on a stretcher for a while. at the end of the day, everyone just left, and we're like, all right, well, fuck it. I guess I'm out of here. Mayor's office, huh? Yeah, exactly. The medical staff also just, I guess we're done here. We're just leaving. So, did he know the entire time? Like he had that photo? Never bothered checking up on it? Man, this is gonna be like, gonna have to have some sort of conversation about this. Like, I'm disappointed on 2 counts here. You murdered a man,
Tiffany,
but also that outfit of yours.
we need to talk.
We do need to talk.
Yeah, I figured.
You're hurt.
It's nothing. I saw you take much worse. Joker was going to cut Waller ear to ear. I had to create a distraction.
It was certainly distracting.
My confession. It took you by surprise, didn't it? I just couldn't keep it in anymore.
You know I don't condone killing. Not even scum like Riddler.
I've been dreading this moment. Especially since I learned who you are under that mask. I was afraid of what might happen if you found out. I guess I was hoping you never would.
Why didn't you talk to me sooner?
That's a little
I wanted to work
rich,
with you,
but
to be part of your mission.
But you kept this from me. A murder.
I know. I'm sorry. I knew this would ruin everything.
You were right.
Riddler tore my family apart, Bruce. My mother hasn't left the house since the funeral. And Luke? He just lashes out. My father's death broke them. It broke all of us. I won't ask for forgiveness. But I hope you can understand why I had to do it. I just felt so powerless. Like my life was crumbling around me. I had to do something to take back control. Please tell me you get that.
Revenge is an impulse, one to be checked. I can't condone it. But I do understand it.
Good. I was gonna say, because I think both of those options are true.
I couldn't bear it if you despised me.
I'm glad my choice didn't mean full, like, acceptance, I guess.
So, where do we go from here? I suppose this puts me on your most wanted list. Rather than us working together.
Alright, well, this is an interesting choice. Press X to Batman. Yeah,
If you want to fill your father's shoes, you need to learn right from wrong. You need someone to teach you.
You're giving me a second chance?
Think of it more as a sentence. You'll have to work hard for your redemption.
I promise I won't let you down.
Then let's get started.
First off, let's get your real costume. He's like, huh? Letting her off easy is the least he could do for his old friend. I mean, it seems... Yeah, it's like, given the length he went to like, sort of defend Joker and, like, take everyone's party, it would feel weird to be, like, fully ruthless with her. It's still a little, like... It's what I feel feels right, but I don't have Batman's fucking iron will and complete, you know...
I was going to write a note, but I'm not a coward. At least I don't want
mental
to be.
fortitude. I don't know.
Not anymore. Then again, this won't be the first time I've found my
Resolve,
courage
I guess
in
is
a
the word I'm
single
looking for.
malt.
Courage for what?
Saying goodbye. I'm leaving, Bruce. It's time I went in search of better pastures.
Just leave. That seems a bit rude.
I know it's a lot to take in, but hear me out. This war of ours is not what it was when we started. I no longer have the stomach for it. It's not sustainable. At least not for me.
Like, dude, Alfred, you do you. Like, absolutely. I want to be supportive.
I know what you're thinking, but please, hear me out.
I am.
Our mission used to be so clear. Catch the criminals, lock them up. But nothing is clear anymore. At least not to me. Now everything has become so gray.
Gray? Talk to me, Alfred.
We used John Doe, exploited his friendship to get you into the pact. We took advantage of someone you met in an asylum, for God's sake. Someone clearly challenged with a proven tendency to violence.
But I didn't have that much of an option.
I'd never have let you go through with it.
As far as like the game is
John
concerned.
Doe, kept him close when you should have put him away, inspired him to become something far more dangerous than he ever was.
What's your point?
Sometimes it's as if Batman creates the evil he means to destroy. For all our good intentions, I fear we only make things worse. A dreadful thought, I know, but one that keeps me awake at night.
I'm not blind to the damage I cause, nor am I to the chaos that swirls in Gotham. But I have to believe the good outweighs the bad. I thought you did too.
Not anymore. Anyone who comes into contact with us suffers. Lucius is gone. Tiffany has blood on her hands. I foolishly thought bringing her in might make things better.
It's like fucking,
as if her enthusiasm might
97 years old. Like, it's fine with him wanting to quit.
We put
You know,
her in
even
danger
being a
on her
butler.
first
That's,
day,
you know.
dodging machine guns at a crime scene.
I don't want to,
The
like...
lives we touch are touched by pain.
I mean, yes,
Friends, colleagues,
of course.
innocents.
Stop whining. Like,
No one
why can I not agree with him? The best I can do is refrain from complaining. He's not
You
wrong.
won't have to hear much more from me.
Can I please give him some words of
One thing
encouragement?
is for certain.
Or, you know, thank you?
My
or...
tremors are gone.
That's great news, Al.
They stopped the minute I made the decision to go. I thought it was the kidnapping with Lady Arkham that caused them. Some kind of residual trauma. But I had it wrong. This sense of powerlessness I've been feeling, it came from something I saw in you. The tremors, the fainting spells, all of it.
Alfred, I'm so sorry. I've caused you so much pain.
No, please, don't misunderstand me. Let me explain. Your father was driven by an obsession, by a need to control. He rushed headlong into the darkness, thinking himself invincible, oblivious to the cost. Just like you.
Not like me. I chased that darkness away.
And yet, history is repeating itself. I'm more certain of that with every passing day. Don't you see? Your paths may diverge, but they end in the same place. Face down in an alley. Shot in the dark by criminals in some godforsaken corner of Gotham. I won't be witness to that. I won't bury you, too. I stood by and did nothing while Thomas destroyed himself, along with everything he loved. I enabled him, like I've been enabling you. Realizing this, I've never felt so helpless. I wanted things to be different for you, my boy. You deserved a better life than the one I gave you. I failed you, and for that I'm sorry.
We failed each other, Alfred. My obsession, my relentless effort to stop crime. I should have seen the harm it was causing you.
A father takes care of his son, Bruce. Guides him through the world. Not the other way around. Well,
I got to say
don't want to miss
something.
my flight. There's always traffic around the airport.
At least say, like, thanks and bye and... Nope, okay, I guess that's it.
You don't have to do it, Bruce. There are other ways of doing good in the world. But you pour everything into your bloody crusade, and I know you too well to hope you'll ever change.
Do we get a dramatic choice here? Looks like it. Without Batman. End your bloody cruise. I mean, I think... I'm gonna go with this because...
It's who I am.
I think...
I will always be Batman.
I feel like, you know...
I know.
It would be inconsistent
Rubbish
with the
goes
character
out on
to
Tuesday,
say,
and
nope,
there's
I quit.
lasagna in the freezer.
But also, like,
I'm sure you'll
I don't want to... I think Alfred makes a great point, and it would be inconsiderate to keep him around and pretend like I could just give up on being Batman. Like, I don't feel like I'm giving up on Alfred, really. I'm, you know... I'm letting him... just leave, I guess. Was that just 5 chapters? I thought there was one more chapter. Yeah, completed chapter 5. Okay, or is there an epilogue? Or is there just 5 chapters? Nope, I guess that was it. Okay. Huh, you don't even see any kind of, like continuation from that choice other than him walking out? I was about to say that I did like the fact that it had, like, we had the final showdown with the Joker, basically, and then there was, like, pretty hefty, like, they gave enough room for sort of closure with Gordon and with Tiffany and Alfred. Yo, Tom Crowder, thank you for yet another cheer. Very generous of you. Thank you very much. Game 65 of 65. Almost done. We gotta evaluate some choices. We're not done just yet. Your choices are ready. Yo, Jay, thanks. Hey, now, the journey, it's completely over. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go over our choices here and see what we did.
You got that look in your eye, the kind that says you're trouble.
Harlow was ecstatic that the heist went off without a hitch. She loved that Bane was left behind, allowing her to take control of the pact. 7 streams of stats soon. Well, kind of. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. While she still works for the agency, Harley worries she's just another one of Waller's pawns. Right? 50% down the middle, huh? Dismissed her importance to the agency. I mean, what else are you gonna do? I like this little character.
I'm the whole goddamn hurricane.
Title cards and quotes. 40% remain in a stalemate with her. Waller was beyond angry when you blew her cover with the back. Yep, we'll remember that. She declared you an enemy of the state for siding with John Doe on the Gotham Bridge. Though your stalemate with Waller stands, she left Gotham as your enemy. Not sure what the other option would be. Could be in an open conflict, or is she revealing our identity? I'm not exactly sure what the alternative would be. Congrats on the completion. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Safety is slipping out from under me, and I can't stand it.
He was hurt when you called Waller instead of him to help you after Bane's initial attack. Yeah, but... Gordon felt sick that he demanded you give up Catwoman to GCPD ambush. Well... Still did it. but is grateful when you forgave him for losing his self-control and letting Waller get to him. You and 60% of players accepted Gordon's apology. We're partners. Oh yeah, let me go back. Do we get the animation again? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't realize there was like a little headline on top.
Thunderbolt! I'm the
Okay.
whole god.
Never mind. Alright, okay, who's next? Catwoman? Man, she like wasn't really in this very much.
I weighed my options, and what can I say? I don't like to lose.
You and 35% of players made no deal with Waller on Selina's behalf. Yeah, I guess like I didn't ask that she was let go or something, which I feel like she wouldn't anyway. Would she have honored that deal? I don't think so. Well, whatever. Gordon's probably Telltale's best character. Yeah, I like Gordon a lot, but I like Catwoman a lot in this game too. All the scenes like with Selina and with Catwoman I think were great. Those were definitely my favorite scenes.
I won't let you down.
80% of players took Tiffany under your wing. Tiffany's repenting for the murder of Riddler under your watchful mentorship. She was at first confused, but then completely blown away when you told her you were Batman. It's kind of cool that she's like stuck around for the rest of the season.
You're drawn to them.
COO Wayne Enterprises. All right. Avesta felt guilty for having survived Riddler's game when her partner Blake did. Well, okay, I guess that's the thing then. All right. So, I guess what you were talking about, Sting, about her going deaf, that must have been the other choice then. Because I assumed that because she survived, the other option would be her dying. But I guess if we didn't let Blake die, she would have survived either way, but she would have been deaf because of the ultrasound, whatever, signal loudspeaker trap. Because that kind of makes sense, because it seems weird to me that this kind of choice would come up if she could have died at the end of episode 1. So I'm assuming that's how that would have shaken out. Like if Blake had survived, he would just be some kind of background character, and she would have been like the same character regardless. They hammered with the deaf thing like 50 times. Yeah, that makes sense then. Because having her show up here, it's like, yeah, even how to calculate the math of how many players did this and that tells me that she would have been around regardless. I don't think you ever talk to Blake ever again. Probably not, which makes me even more confident that I made the right choice. Killing Blake totally... I mean, killing Blake was so inconsequential that the third guy who we ostensibly saved at the end of the episode was like, nah, I think he died too. We didn't even give him a name, but I guess he died. Like, so... Oh, I feel good about that.
If a man hides in plain sight for that long, does he forget who he really is?
Alfred left Wayne Manor anguished that your crusade against criminals would consume you. Well, I mean, if there's a continuation to this, then obviously this is the canon choice anyway. We're not quitting being Batman, but... Like, I think... I'm disappointed with how this went, not because of my choice, or not because Alfred was wrong. I just think it's... Batman should have, like, or Bruce should have been able to say to Alfred, like, you know what? You've done so much for me. You feeling that this is, like, you can't take this is, like, 100% super legitimate and okay. I cannot argue with this. If you feel like you need to step away, I'm with you 100% of the way. I don't want to put pressure on you and make you feel bad. Retire. Be, happy with whatever you're doing, And he would still probably be anguished, but at least, having that sort of finale not be like, oh, I would see you off to the airport, but I have to literally be Batman right now, and I can't even say goodbye. The game couples Alfred quitting with Bruce, but yeah, I think it's like, when the scene first started, and Alfred started talking, I was frustrated with not being able to tell him, like, yes, Alfred, you're right. I understand. I accept this. No hard feelings. But instead, you have to play, like, stubborn and, like, be... yeah, that didn't really sit right with me. But I can't, you know... because the thing is, the way that scene started, the way the situation with Alfred has kind of developed during the season, I didn't feel... It didn't feel to me genuinely like the Batman thing was the only thing that was the reason. I felt like he just wanted no part of it no more, and it's like, I'm getting too old for this. This is too worrisome. You know, let someone else take over or whatever. Like, it's... it felt more about him retiring more than him walking away from this, like, I can't be part of this anymore. And, that felt a little weird that Bruce had to be so, like, unaccepting of that idea, or again, having it be so closely tied to the Batman activity that, I don't know, that I thought was a little weird. But I still think it's saying
we're two threads in the same stitch,
like,
bound together.
Hanging up the cape would have felt like a weirder choice to me. Trying to make you created the Joker moral note doesn't play, since we all know the Joker was inevitable. Yeah, I agree. Like, that felt also... It's like, it doesn't... He can tell Bruce that, fine. But I, as a player, don't feel affected by it, because... If anything, that's what I expected, and I expected it to happen way sooner. And the way we were sort of strung along and being made to be friends with him in a way, the whole partners thing and the vigilante thing, I thought was like a... I think it's you can create that kind of a trajectory for the Joker as a character. I love where he started off, and I think his journey felt reasonably believable, but the kind of emotional involvement on Bruce's side, I feel like it was a little too drawn out and a little too sort of made too important for it to for the way it actually happened. I don't know. And also, like, oh yeah, you used him, but like, well, yeah, I couldn't not. I, as a player, didn't have the agency to not do that or have things go differently, really. Joker, had he become a villain, would have just looked like Joker, except he had blood-like makeup around his eyes. Yeah, but it's like... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was... I don't feel like it's... like it really... I don't feel like it really worked completely, ultimately. It didn't, like, ruin anything. Nothing about it made me, like, groan as loudly as, you know, anything with the Lady Arkham reveal or anything like that in Season 1. But as far as the seed they planted with John Doe in Season 1, I think they did an okay job with delivering on that in Season 2, but not really more than that, I guess. If anything, I would have expected for sure and maybe preferred a more sort of conventional Joker like turn. What I definitely expected was that it would turn out after the end of episode 1 that, you know, John Doe was just this, you know, affable persona, and that secretly he was the Joker and he was running the pact or whatever. I thought it was... I'm glad to see that that was not the case, because we got to see this more interesting version of John Doe. Like, I'm glad that there was never really a big twist to anything. Like, I think that the twists and surprise turns in the you know, the mystery surrounding Sanctus, or, you know, their motivations or what's going on or what are they doing, I thought, like, that crime and mystery aspect, I think, was well done. It was weird that Harley was this kind of ringleader, and I don't know. It's like I felt like I expected the entire time, even up until the end of episode 4, I expected it's like them, like Harley and Joker to end up together, and they, you know, and her falling into some sort of, like, basically the arc I envisioned for John Doe was him being jealous of Bruce Wayne, hitting it off with Harley Quinn or whatever, causing a rift between them so that he got really mad and became the Joker and found confidence in that, and that somehow made Harley Quinn fall for him. Which, some credit, I guess, for not doing the expected. But it also didn't feel... I don't know, it felt a little... I'm not upset that it didn't do what I expected it to do, or that it didn't align with conventional versions of these characters. But it feels like I was so expecting things to go that way, because if we look at season 1, none of the characters... I mean, Vicky Vale was obviously a whole thing, but if you look at Harvey Dent or Penguin or Catwoman, none of them like had any real major twists to what happened to their character or who they turned out to be or anything like that. So it would seem like Penguin, for example, the way he starts off, and then like it turns out, well, nope, he's a crime lord, whatever. So that's kind of what I expected with Harley Quinn and Joker, to kind of, we have this idea of them being something different, but then it turns out that, okay, no, here we go. This is the real version that you expect and kind of want to see, you know? So expecting that and then never getting it isn't necessarily disappointing, but it's like by the time it sinks in that the version of the character we're getting is something different, you've already spent all that time up until then expecting that original thing, and when it doesn't happen, you're like, oh wait, I didn't really pay attention to what they actually did the entire time, I guess. That's like kind of how I feel. So while I can admire to a degree the like wanting to do something different, and I'm not decrying the fact that it is different, but at the same time, I don't know that I think that this version of Harley Quinn, for example, that I like her better than any other version. I guess, Jay, you were the one who mentioned like her not being fun, and I think that's a big thing too. Like, she doesn't have to be like a ditzy idiot who's just like a Joker groupie or whatever, but she is definitely not a lot of fun, which is definitely something that you would normally associate with her character. Like, she can maybe be a little obnoxious, but at least not a complete jerk and just a sourpuss. I don't know. I think she was a credible threat and a like dangerous feeling villain as like a criminal. I don't know if I should say mastermind, but like in her role in the plot, I think she worked in that sense. Would have really dug Boss Harley if she had any joy to her. I think that's a great way of putting it. There's just no joy. Like it's it's like a good heist movie or something. You don't necessarily side with the criminals, but it's like if there's a joy to what they are doing, you can still kind of enjoy it. And yeah, none of the bad guys really had any joy to them, I guess. Well, the Joker, I suppose, but none of the others. Did you give up the cowl so that Alfred would stay? Chose never to give up being Batman. 5% of players refused to hear Alfred's last words. 36% of players told Alfred you would give up being Batman. Told him, yeah, but what would really happen then, you know? That's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to give Alfred false hope of saying... Because that's the thing, in Alfred's shoes, having Bruce go, oh shit, you're leaving? No, okay, I quit. I'm not Batman. Like, would you be able to trust that? I don't think I would. It's like you say that now, but then, you know, we're in the elite 5%. Which Joker did you defeat? 55% defeated Vigilante Joker. It's interesting that this is such an even split, though. We were all in majority choices here. On episode 4, we were like all in the like low minority choices. Photos collected? Okay, I'm assuming this isn't really a... This is just whatever stuff he... Well, maybe it does... Well, we chose not to destroy the phone after the selfie, I guess. Yeah, I understand it's the Joker's photos. I just mean, is there anything in this collection of photos that could have ended up differently depending on our choices? Or is it just, here's the collection of Joker's photos? I mean, the other Joker, I guess, I don't know what delineation the game uses, but basically would be villain Joker, I guess. And here we go. I guess this is chapter 6. Yeah, he looks so much better here. Like, a little bit of makeup, sure, but other than that, like, great Joker look.
Bruce!
Alright. I don't know about that stinger, but okay, sure. I guess we said that we were friends, so we're gonna go visit him in Arkham. The Last Laugh. Completed chapter 6. Alright, that was chapter 6. It's like 25 seconds long. Well, we're waiting for a load time here. I'm not sure if there's some other final statistic thing or main menu or what, but I am curious to see. Like, we already sat through the credits, so I'm just waiting to see where we're left off here. Well, okay. Well, that's going to be time then. 10 hours, 17 minutes, 27. That's pretty lengthy, and I think we kind of rushed through some parts. You definitely could have spent a little more time with, like, reading lore and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty impressed. Averaging over 2 hours per episode. It's a little longer even than Season 1. Relationship. So I assume this is all just basically exactly what we just sat through. We're just gonna get into a loading screen now or whatever, aren't we? Well, we're the weird soft lock. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to take a super quick look at whatever there might be to look at here. Yeah. Okay, I guess episode 4 wasn't the one where we made minority choices, but oh yeah, that was like the really short episode. I assume we have all the achievements. Yeah, 1,000 gamer score. How about that? Well, not really much to, yeah, compare with friends. It's like complete every chapter. It's like, it's nothing. Kind of weird almost to look at that, but I'm free, broken the curse of the Batman. Well, not quite. Not quite. We still have a few more things to take care of. I will about just pop in here real quick to see what this menu looks like. So I wonder if, because you can like restart this. So I assume that the Joker will look different here. I'm not gonna like try to boot this up to see what this is gonna look like, because I'm sure it's gonna be a long load screen or whatever, but I assume you could restart this episode and like create another backstory to get the other version of it. We're not gonna do that now, but I'm just curious how that might work. Because I know that if you don't have like save data, you can if you don't have save data from like season 1, you can go into season 2 and right. I definitely have this, by the way. I guess the game is still confused as to what DLC I do and do not have. Enhanced with remastered textures. But yeah, you can kind of tell from the screenshot. I guess this is how it looks. A twisted world, the Dark Knight, and a sinister new way. Because everything is black and white and red. It's I don't know. It's like a weird thing for paid DLC, but as far as I'm concerned, I have it because of I got it with the free version, whatever. But also, I finished this game, and I'm not going to play it more. Okay, let me change scenery here on my end and on yours in just a second. We shall get some music going. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Gonna hop on over here. Split between jokes is not that many choices. Yeah, I figured it's not going to be that major a thing. The way this last episode played out, it didn't seem like it would make that much of a difference, honestly. The fact that it is different in any capacity is cool. Even if it didn't really amount to much. We're going to look at this in a second. We will, however, hop in here real quick first. For what I guess will be the final time, we're going to scroll on over here, down to the bottom, and enter our final time of 10 hours, 17 minutes, and 27 seconds. And we're going to do this and make it green. And with that, we have beaten the final game of the Caped Crusade. I want to say just a few things about this game too. I've been kind of racking my brains trying to think of what I think of this versus the first season, because ultimately I'm not sure I have a strong preference for one over the other. I think season 1 had a few more kind of like the whole Lady Arkham thing is hard to overlook how stupid it is and how much I dislike it. I feel like season 2 didn't have anything on that level, but it had a higher number of minor things. Like in terms of season 1, I feel like Lady Arkham was the only one character I didn't really like. I loved Gordon. I thought Alfred was great. I liked Catwoman, Harvey Dent, Penguin, like Falcone. Like I liked pretty much all the characters in season 1 with the exception of Lady Arkham. But in season 2, I didn't really like Riddler. I was a little iffy on Harley Quinn. Bane was okay, but not really great or perfect, you know. Waller, I think, was a good character. She was obviously annoying. You didn't like her, but you're not meant to. Like, she was well done in that regard. Catwoman and Gordon, still great, but they were in it much less. You know, they were in it much less than season 1. And when I think back to season 1, like, the scenes with Selina and with Harvey, not every single one, but many of them, like, the scenes in Selina's apartment when you like hang out with her and seduce her or whatever, and the morning after with the fight with Harvey, as well as this, like the last scene you have with Selina when you meet her on the road. Like I thought those scenes were so well done, and I really, really liked them. The final sort of showdown with Harvey I thought was really well done too. And trying to think of those kinds of scenes in season 2, like I'm struggling to think of any characters or conversations that I really thoroughly enjoyed in that same way. So basically, I think that season 1 had kind of the higher peaks, but the deeper valleys in terms of stuff I liked and didn't. Whereas season 2 was, I'm not sure if we would even call it more even, but it, like, I don't know. But I think that the sort of crime mystery stuff in season 2 was probably better. Like, I liked the plot of season 2 overall. I just didn't like the characters as much, I guess. Is how I would put it. You didn't, like, season 1, despite certain parts of the plot being bad, had more time spent with enjoyable characters whose company you enjoy, I guess, you know. Season 2 killed off a bunch of characters too, in a way I didn't super like. When we started season 2, especially after episode 1, where a lot of what I didn't like in season 2 was kind of focused on episode 1 to a degree. The focus on Riddler, who was not a version of the character I really enjoyed. I said that, you know, or even after finishing season 1, I didn't like the story twist with Lady Arkham and all that shit, but everything that I liked about season 1, I felt could come back in even greater strength in season 2. The characters and the writing and the presentation and all that. And to a large part, I think it did. We just didn't get as much of some of the characters that I liked the most. So I'd have to think about it a little bit, I guess. You know, maybe halfway through season 2, I would have said that I really liked how John Doe / Joker was handled, but ultimately, I don't think the conclusion was as satisfying as I would have hoped. I really would have kind of liked and hoped for him to fully turn into a more recognizable Joker. It would have been fun to see that Joker, like that character turn into the Joker. It would have been fun to see that Joker and that Harley Quinn have more of a relationship that we're familiar with. I guess I felt like the season 1 did all the characters justice, and season 2 I felt didn't quite to the same degree. If they're working on a third one and that would come out, I'd be super excited to see what they do, and I'd be interested to see what characters they would go with, because I feel like they would probably... They could easily say that the Joker is in Arkham and he's not a thing now, or no. Or, you know, you have a scene like season 1. You show up, you meet John Doe, and like that's kind of it. But I guess they would probably go with more of the classic villains that we maybe haven't seen yet. Scarecrow, probably. Even though I'm not too excited. But it would be fun to see, like, I don't know, Black Mask and Man-Bat and Electrocutioner. I don't know, like characters who we maybe haven't seen as much of and not the same, like, sort of tired things. Though, I don't know, having Harvey Dent get into a freak accident, becoming more of a typical Two-Face, could be fun. Who knows? But if/when that happens, yeah, I'll probably check it out. But at this rate, I'm not super thrilled. Tiffany real costume, yeah, for sure, for sure. Better costumes all around. I'm glad Batman didn't get another stupid robot Iron Man suit at the end of this one. I'll appreciate that while we can. Speaking of characters and who was in this game, though, we should also, of course, update this little statistics sheet. Where do I... Here we go. The Joker was in this game, making his 38th appearance, I think. 38th, yeah. The Penguin did not appear in this game. Neither did Killer Moth, Electrocutioner, Firebug. Catwoman did, though. Mr. Freeze. Poison Ivy we haven't seen in this series. Riddler was there. Scarecrow, nope. Two-Face, nope. He wasn't really in it. He was mentioned in a news article, but I don't think that really counts. No Mad Hatter, but Harley Quinn for sure. And after that, I'm not sure how many of these may have appeared. Let's scroll through the list and see. Well, Bane, of course, yes. That's one more for him. Trying to remember if there was any other... There were no, like Mr. Zass, who had a small appearance in the first game, and even Ventriloquist. Like, there weren't really many sort of minor... I mean, Riddler, kind of, I guess, was just in the first episode, even though he had some more storyline importance and kind of showed up later in the form of a corpse in a video recording. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm not seeing any... I've already, forgotten what happened in the story, but they really scaled back on the cameos. Yeah, I mean, they had more characters with actual roles in the story. They had characters like Harvey Bullock show up for a scene and stuff like that. But as it is, I already felt that characters like Catwoman didn't really get a chance to do much. So I'm kind of glad in the sense that they didn't feel the need to stuff it even more full. But yeah, I guess there weren't really many. First appearance of Timothy, oddly supportive thug. Yeah, Amanda Waller, but I don't know if I can count her as a Batman villain per se. I think we'll leave it at that. So technically, there may be some misses here and there, and we'll see if I have any opportunity or need to update this anymore before Sunday. But we will be looking at some additional statistics then. So we have completed the final game. Which means that we have played through not every Batman game ever, but all the ones that I was able to source for this project. So there are games that we did not play for various reasons, mostly a question of accessibility. Mostly these are mobile games, but there are also at least one arcade game and some other games. We will take a look at some of those games on Sunday stream, probably. Because on Saturday, we will be revisiting certain games. If we hop back over to this right here, you'll see Game Boy Batman. We missed out on the ending. And Mega Drive Batman, PC Engine Batman, Atari Arcade Batman, and NES Batman Return of the Joker. These games have been stricken from the record due to Twitch VODs being deleted. So what I want to do is I want to take an opportunity before we're completely done and revisit those games. Hopefully play through all of them on a single stream. I'll see what we do. Like, the PC Engine one gets a little repetitive. I'm not sure if we're going to replay the entire thing, but I don't remember if it has, like, passwords and stuff. At the very, very least, we will play all of these games and record footage of them and discuss some thoughts about them, just so we can have it to the permanent record that we have played them for the Caped Crusade before all is said and done. And on Sunday, we are going to do the grand finale. So you might be asking, what is the grand finale if not finishing the final game? Well, we will be taking a look at a lot of those games that we did not play. We will be we will be watching a lot of videos of games that we didn't play. And those basically come in two categories. We're going to be checking out Batman games that we were not able to play, mostly mobile games, and some other stuff that just either isn't really easy to play on emulator or stuff that isn't available anymore, or a combination thereof. And there's some pretty cool ones, actually. We'll be looking at games featuring Batman in a non-starring role. So we'll look at some stuff like games where Batman is featured or a playable character, but there's some Justice League games, there's like MKDC and Injustice, some other stuff like that, just to take a small look at what we kind of skipped in this entire project. And then, of course, finally, we're going to go through this entire list and we're going to rank and review by number every Batman game. So what we're going to do for that is I've curated a list, which is not this entire list of 65, of the simple reason that I've thought about it, and a lot of the like DLC episodes for Arkham Knight or whatever, it's really weird and difficult to try to number those things. There's also a few things in here that I think I removed on account of not really being games. I think I still have it on the list, but there's the Batman Partners in Peril, the like digital comic, which is like pretty hard to rank as a game. I forget exactly what the list looks like, but I think it's 56 games, something like that, 55 or 56. So we're not gonna like individually rank DLC episodes compared to full games. I think that's a little difficult to do. But for any game that had additional DLC campaigns, we're just gonna basically count them all as a bundle. And I have no idea how that's gonna go. I have no idea how long it's going to take, probably several hours. And as we go through the list, we'll have reason to go back and reminisce a little bit about each and every one of these games. I might very well have to freshen up my memory, so we might actually watch some of my VODs, just recording playing those games to take a look at them. But a lot of these games we played like fucking 2 years ago, so it's going to be super fun to just come back to it and freshen up my memory and take a look at what these games are. And so Saturday, we're going to replay some early games. Sunday, we are going to do the grand finale ranking of every Bat game. And at that point, when we're done with that, then we are completely free of our Bat shackles and heading into a bright new future. We, of course, have at least one Bat game on the horizon. It has still not technically been officially announced, much less with a release date or anything, but WB Montreal are working on a new game, which I assume we will know more about whenever we start hearing more about next-gen consoles, because I'm assuming it's either going to be a launch or close to launch game I'm not sure. Well, I guess it hasn't technically been announced or whatever, but it's basically, it's been heavily implied that if E3 were to have happened this year, which it isn't, a big focus for WB this year would have been that new Batman game as well as a Harry Potter thing, I think. With the implication also being that the Batman game was meant to launch, or is meant, I guess, still, to launch this year. So I'm assuming it's like a holiday release. And just in time for next-gen consoles. I mean, who knows anything about the state of 2020 right now? Who knows? But in any case, I will be playing that most likely, and it's not really going to be part of the Caped Crusade, but since we have a rich history with Batman games on this channel at this point, and because I like the Arkham games, and because I definitely like Arkham Origins, the previous game by the studio making the new Bat game, I will be curious to check it out anyway, and I feel like I should probably be playing that on stream when it comes out. So we're probably going to do that. If we're getting a Telltale Season 3, that might be a thing, but I probably will not be compelled to play that as it comes out. So who knows? And the first stream I saw was Arkham Asylum. Yeah, even that was like a fucking long time ago at this point. This has been a very long journey. We took quite a long break, right close to the middle, actually, numbers-wise. I think it was in the middle of Dark Tomorrow, number 36. Yeah. In the end of 2018, I guess? Jesus Christ, time flies. Can that really be right? I don't even remember, but yeah, it must be, because we wrapped up on New Year's Eve over a year ago. Shit, time really flies. But I took a break, basically, from the Caped Crusade to do a very long-form 1,000 follower special, which lasted for like 4 months. Where we did a bunch of random stupid shit. And after that wrapped up, I still took another like 2 months or something off from Batman. So there was like a 6-month gap where we didn't play Batman. But with that, it was still the start. I don't have an exact date, unfortunately, as I wasn't smart enough to like take dates. You could look it up somehow, I'm sure. But it was February at some point of 2018 is when we started. So, yeah, that's crazy. We only did about 6 months. The first half of the Caped Crusade took about 6 months, and the second half took about 14 months. Wow. Well, it makes sense. Obviously, the later games are much longer. Most games early on were completed in a single stream, and then here we have like these 10-plus hour games, or in the case of Arkham Knight, 23 hours. Jesus Christ. The Pit Fighter 1cc. Who can forget that? I mean, as much as we would like to, who can forget the 1cc attempts? But yeah, that was part of the 1,000 follower bingo bonanza. Good times. But yeah, once we're done with the Caped Crusade, done, as in after this weekend, we'll still do versus fighting game requests on a semi-regular basis. We've been doing those like roughly every 2 weeks or so, and that's probably going to continue. But beyond that, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from this kind of a long-form, big-scale project like this. I have alluded to on a few occasions similarly themed challenges that I've been in the planning stages for, and I don't know how the mood's going to strike in a few months. I might feel really tempted to get into one of those, and we might do those, but since I don't know if we're going to do them, I don't want to say too much about what they are. If I do them, I would not want to spoil the surprise of what it is, so we'll leave it at that. But I suspect that for the foreseeable future, going into spring and summer, I'm going to try to do more kind of random streams. As of now, I'm not doing a lot of shopping for like Japanese games with overseas shipping and all that. Like, things are a little dicey right now, so that might not be a thing. But that might also just give us a tremendous opportunity to actually dig through some of this shit back here and get through a little bit more of my backlog. I have so many random like Super Nintendo, Saturn, Xbox 360 games. Who knows what else? And not having the specter of Batman watching over me, waiting for Bat games to be played. We should hopefully find more time to play more random shit. Did I beat Batman and Robin for PlayStation? I did not. That game is fucking insane. I used a walkthrough and save states, and I was unable to get through day 2. We completed day 1. But after that, I tried to follow a guide, and the game, like, it's a super fascinating game. I'm not sure if I can say I like it, but I have a lot of respect for how ambitious that game is. And thematically or in concept, there's a lot of cool things about it. The way that you're supposed to kind of find clues to intercept the diamond robberies and shit like that. But when you're driving around Gotham and you go to a location that you have information on and you go there and there's nothing there because you went to the wrong place or you went the wrong time and you just can't figure out how to get to the next stage, like, it gets really frustrating. I did finish Batman and Robin for the Tiger Gamecom, though. That was a hell of a game. Man, we've played so many cool games. I kind of want to refrain from talking too much about all these fond memories because that's what we're gonna do on Sunday. I don't want to tip my hand about my feelings about a lot of these games. Obviously, regular viewers will know kind of which games I like and didn't, but yeah, you'll see here on this list, Batman and Robin number 29 is one of the relatively rare red games on the list here. The color coding has always been a little arbitrary. The delineation between yellow and green, which is like how much did I cheat before beating it. But yeah, the red ones are the games that we just flat out did not finish under any circumstance. A lot of the yellow ones is using passwords, save states, or cheat codes to get through. But yeah, the Link's Batman Returns game, it's fucking impossible. The Mega CD Batman Returns game is insanely difficult, as are the Mega Drive and Mega CD games based on The Adventures of Batman and Robin. And then we have the Batman and Robin movie game for PS1, which was kind of impossible. Yeah, beaten with massive cheat abuse. There's a few of those, I think. Batman Forever on console, for sure. It was... I forget if we used like level select or infinite lives or whatever we did, but we basically, I mean, we essentially gave up and then used cheat codes to do some sightseeing, see the final levels. I'm a big fan of that game too, in some weird ways. It's obviously got major issues, but it's also pretty ambitious and not, I don't know, I think the console Batman Forever game gets more shit than it deserves. It's not a great game. But I think honestly the biggest failing of that game is its difficulty. I think if it wasn't so punishing, it would be a lot of fun to play through, but you just game over because it's impossibly difficult. And there's some real dumb bullshit. The circus stage with the bomb, especially the Super Nintendo version that has the glitch where if you game over on the third stage where there's a bomb timer, when you reach the third stage on your next playthrough, the timer will start where it ended on your last playthrough. So if you game over with like 12 seconds left, if you get to the third level on your next attempt, you will start it with 12 seconds on your timer, and if it goes to 0, you game over. Really, really great game design there. I really want to play the DOS version of that, by the way. Digital Foundry recently did a video on the DOS version of Batman Forever. The DOS version of the Probe console game, not the DOS port of the arcade game. And the DOS version of that game actually is, like, to my surprise, a lot more different than I thought it was. It has, obviously, more color than the Mega Drive version, but it has significantly more animation than either console version. Batman and Robin both have like different idle and walk animations and stuff like that, and there's the music is better. It's like pretty impressive. Imagine how much fun I'd have playing all Superman video games. I mean, the one thing that's nice about that is that the list would be significantly shorter. There's a lot less Superman games. But there also, I don't think, is a single, like, genuinely great Superman game. There are a few decent ones. The Mega Drive Superman game by Sunsoft has got a sick soundtrack, and it's pretty cool, but it's also super hard. There's the Taito, I think, arcade Superman, which is like kind of cool. It's like nothing great, but it's all right. And I think that's kind of about it. I would really like to play the Superman Returns game, because that kind of ticks multiple boxes for me. It's a superhero game. It's a licensed game. Like a movie game. That kind of stuff always tickles my fancy. But we'll see. Like I said, with the exception of the Double Dragon retrospective theme stream that I've been putting off for a few months, but wanting to do, that will likely happen in the near future. Maybe over the summer or maybe sooner than that. I'm not sure. But with the exception of that, any of these kind of like large scale major event programming, whatever you want to call it, it'll probably be a little while before we dive into anything like that again. In any case, this has been Batman: The Enemy Within. This has been the Caped Crusade. Technically a little early to be using the past tense because we do have a little bit of cleanup to do. But yeah, we will be wrapping up over the course of this weekend. Did I like Batman Forever, the arcade game? That game rules. It's awesome. Tune in on Sunday for more thoughts on that. I'll leave it at that. But I definitely really like that game. So yeah, Saturday and Sunday will be the Lost Tapes special, as well as the final episode of the Caped Crusade where we rank every game. I imagine that both of those streams will kind of be all-day affairs, so I don't have a specific starting hour, but I would imagine that I will start sometime in the morning, Central European summertime, or before noon-ish, maybe. Or maybe after lunch. I don't know. Sometime in the day, not in the evening or nighttime European time. Anyway, as always, though, if you want to have the best shot of finding information on when I go live, when streams are starting and happening, follow my Twitter, hang out on my Discord. That's where I always announce that kind of thing. But yeah, we're looking at basically full-day streams, I imagine, on Saturday and Sunday for the finale. I guess we could kind of call it the two-part finale. Or you could say that the Saturday stream is going to be kind of a bonus episode of sorts before the grand finale on Sunday. And I'm actually very excited. I know that the games that we're going to revisit on Saturday are basically all fun games. So even if we do poorly, it should be fun. I'm going to have to mess around with some console hardware for the first time in a while here. Dusting off my Mega Drive and actually playing the PC Engine Batman on real hardware this time. We did not do that last time. We played on emulator. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, I hope to see some of you guys then. It's going to be fun. But I will be taking a much-needed day off tomorrow. Just relaxing, doing some offline gaming, maybe. Doing a little prep for the finale streams. Who knows? But I will be back on Saturday, and I hope to see you guys then. Until then, take care. Take it easy. Have a nice rest of your Thursday and Friday and Easter weekend and all that stuff. Whether or not you are the type of person to celebrate or mark the occasion in any way, I'll be marking the occasion by completing the Caped Crusade. It's going to be good. Anyway, take care, guys. See you in the near future. Thanks for watching. Bye.